Here live, everybody, for Saturday night show here at Collect Co. That always kind of rhymes, and we're going to be selling some records tonight here on Facebook. We're also live streaming to YouTube. I'm going to hold this Kiss record up for a little bit longer so the thumbnail generates, and we're definitely not starting at 8 o'clock routinely anymore, but we're just kind of shorthanded at Collect Co. We've been shorthanded for a week now, and that's why we've been starting almost a week and a half. So that's what we're doing. So let me get this shared everywhere. I was trying to get to Ohio, but I don't know what's going on. I'm actually texting people right now trying to figure out where to go buy some records tomorrow. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let me go ahead and get this shared. And then we can really start figuring out what we're doing, which is selling records. 8 o'clock, I think for Saturday nights is a pretty good time. Start too early on Fridays and Saturdays, which we have before. It's like the first hour. We're definitely selling records, but there's not a whole lot of people on yet, so fashionably late. No, I really don't. It's kind of something I don't like being is late, but we have been. Of course, I live like 45 minutes from here, so if I ever get a late start, it's really hard to get to Lebanon quick. Okay, there's a whole lot of records. Let's share this in our other group. There's it there, and let's share it here. Yeah, Paul, you have personally funded an entire employee. Let's see here. Okay, I've shared it in the group. I don't know if I've got a good... Well, I'll go ahead and share it on Instagram, but I don't have a good image to use. I'll have to do like I did the other night. I'll share that image of that car that I've been thinking about buying, but I don't really need to because I'm like, where the heck am I going to put it? I know I'm not going to drive it. It's just like records. I'm probably going to drive it occasionally, just like a record. I'm probably going to listen to it eventually, but it's just kind of like you just kind of look at it, right? Just be glad you have it. All right, I hadn't got to look at one comment yet, but I'm also I've got, Chad has 2 phones. This is the one you can reach me at. This is the one that I don't answer. So, and I answer this one whenever I can, but as y'all see, I'm usually working or doing something. Let me find tonight's feed so we can share it on Collect Co. I've also got a new unboxing video up for the Pink Floyd. Actually, the one I did for the Wembley concert's getting more activity. It's fun sharing a video to YouTube and having people you have no idea comment on it, and then maybe I can get them invited to our sale. Some people's like, no thank you, I don't know who you are, and some people's like, sure, I'll check it out. And then sometimes they just find our page generically. So now what was I doing? We're going to share this to Instagram. So here's what I've got for y'all. I've got new arrivals. I've got half-off bins. I've got new vinyl that you probably hadn't seen in a long time. Some really cool stuff that you probably hadn't seen in a while. Let's go post story, and let's see here. Let me find a picture. Let me scroll way down and find a picture. I might use a picture of something that we don't even have anymore, but people's like, Docking back for the attack? Sure, let's click on this video. I put a picture of a Beatles butcher cover up and say $1 start tonight, and then tell everybody I don't know what happened to it. There we go. We'll use Patrick. There you go. I'll take 20. Live now. All right, the show's about to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2. I was reading about, did y'all see my Wikipedia article? I read Wikipedia articles right before I fall asleep. I was reading about Rome. That's what I do, right, Tanner? I spend a lot of time on Wikipedia. I hit the random article button on Wikipedia, and I read. Sometimes that's why another reason I don't get too much sleep. I read about music and history, and I spend way too much time doing that. But it's a good thing, I guess. So, flying to Nashville tomorrow till Wednesday. Wouldn't be a good best time to catch me at the store. You can catch me probably, well, if you come here, if I know you're going to be here and you're making a special trip, I'll send you a message and you can catch me here one evening. I told one of our longtime customers who lives out of state, he said he'd like to come out and hang out one night during a sale. And I was like, well, we usually don't allow that, but if you want to come check us out around, you might walk in and get to maybe check the first part of how we do a sellout. You know, as long as you're here, you might can watch on your phone and buy stuff while you're here. So, but yeah, just send me a message and I'll probably be here one afternoon like at 5 or 6, maybe. You can catch me then. Where's the stuff I priced last night? Let me go ahead and do a crate of new arrivals. And I've got new vinyl that y'all hadn't seen in a while, and I've got lots of half-off bins. So let me go find those new arrivals. I priced some stuff from the Murfreesboro collection. I see it right here. We've got a few putbacks. Tanner, I don't know if you want to sort through. You know those better than I do, the putbacks. We might want to wait on a few of them, like you said, because we don't know what they are. So a studio audience. Yeah, well, the problem is it's we just can't be distracted because it takes enough focus of me already to pay attention just to my phones because I've got 2 going tonight. I'm texting people trying to buy records tomorrow, and I'm going to be looking at y'all's comments. And yes, we've got a whole crate of Japanese. I'm going to auction that in a second. I've got new Japanese 7-inch singles, and I have a whole crate. Let me go ahead and do our first warm-up crate of new arrivals from the Murfreesboro collection. And we're going to be going through Japanese auctions after that. I've got half-off bin and new vinyl to show you that you hadn't seen in a long time. The store will be open tomorrow. It'll either be Ed or it's going to be Tanner and Addison. So the store will be open tomorrow. We hadn't been open in a while. We are short-handed here at CollectCo kind of right now. So we're like in a big transition mode. So that's why we've been closing earlier and we've been closed on Sundays. We're selling way too much on Facebook. We've got extra people here right now putting stuff in alphabetical order. So we're always playing catch up. We're selling so much. Okay. Orville Peck Bronco, $34.99. I've got new arrivals. There's some putbacks in here too, and then there's some new arrivals from that Murfreesboro collection. There's some new vinyl in here. There's some OGs. This is kind of a mixed bin. Orville Peck Bronco is $34.99. Lana Del Rey Honeymoon. This is new and sealed. Lana Del Rey Honeymoon, $49.99. Radiohead Pablo Honey. This is $29.99 for Radiohead. It is 180 gram new copy, $29.99. The Happy Fits, What Could Be Better? The Happy Fits, What Could Be Better? $29.99. The Happy Fits, What Could Be Better? Camp, Buy and Buy. This is on green vinyl, $99.99. Camp on green vinyl. That's Camp, Buy and Buy, $99.99. Gloria, first to the Radiohead. Gloria Bowers, first to Radiohead. Spoon, Girls Can Tell. Spoon is $24.99. That's a new pressing in shrink wrap. This is Kesha. Rainbow Kesha is $24.99. The Shins, O Inverted World. Yeah, the Shins, O Inverted World, $24.99. And Nathaniel Ratliff and the Night Sweats, Stax record label, that is $19.99. Bret Michaels is in. Crybaby by Melanie Martinez, $44.99. Melanie Martinez Crybaby, that is new and sealed. Sherry Darnell wants the Shins. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Bon Iver Blood Bank, 2009 U.S. pressing, $19.99. Walt Cruz wants NR and the Nettes. That's the Nathaniel Ratliff and the Night Sweats. That's sold to Walt Cruz. Gloria, you were second. Munford & Sons, Sigh No More. That's an EX copy, $14.99. $14.99. It looks like Austin Cauldron was second to Nathaniel, and that's Bon Iver. Bon Iver. I think somebody's claiming it. Robert Johnson, I think he was first to actually claiming the Bon Iver. Is that right? I think Craig was giving me phonics. Colin was second, but he may have been giving me phonics on that too. And then Walt Cruz is first to the Munford & Sons. That's sold to Walt Cruz. Those are all sold. The Pixies, live from Coachella. This is sealed. $29.99. The Pixies, live from Coachella. That's a record store day. The Happy Fits, Concentrate. $29.99. The Happy Fits, Concentrate. And Pointer Sisters, Breakout. The Pointer Sisters is $9.99. How do I send info if you want a record? Jackson, if you're watching on YouTube, if you don't have a Facebook, you can send us a message through our website. We will share you the link. You don't have to do anything right now unless you want to go ahead and do that. We will share the link to our website if you want to go ahead and email us so you can be us in our system. But the easiest way, I'll recognize your name. I do this every night, so I know everybody that is, I know everybody who buys. Sometimes I'll see a new name and I'm like, that might be a first-time customer. And then we can message you. Then you can send us an email through an email through our website. If you're on Facebook, it's a lot simpler because you can go straight to our Facebook Messenger and send us a message. Hope that made sense. Sometimes I get myself confused explaining that. Long story short, if you're a first-time buyer, I'll give you instructions. Right now, you can just claim whatever you want. As long as it's still available. Colin was buying, so Colin, you were second on that Bon Iver. John Stevens gets the Pixies at Coachella. That's sold to John Stevens. Okay, we have, excuse me, Brian Auger. I think it's called Goldinger Jubilee Concert. I think I've got two of these. Yeah, Goldinger Jubilee. This is Les McCann. This is Passport and Brian Auger. Those are both $14.99. I do not have any Snoop Dogg Doggy Style OG. I do not have any OG Snoop Dogg. We've got a couple new represses, kind of stray. We've got the Dog Father on colored vinyl, but that's the only Snoop Dogg we have right now. Jeddick gets the Pointer Sisters. Troy Robinson, you were second on that. If you're just joining us, we're going through our first bin tonight. We only got started at 8, so we hadn't been live long. This is our first bin. It's new arrivals and putbacks. A Donny Hathaway collection. Rhino, I think this is colored vinyl. I priced all these myself last night via Discogs Price Comps, $24.99. Donny Hathaway on purple vinyl. The Impressions, Keep On Pushing. The Impressions is $24.99. That's a Wax Time reissue, or we-issue, whatever you want to call it. Jackson 5 Ultimate Collection, $49.99. This is now out of print, especially on the colored vinyl variant. This is purple and lavender vinyl, or whatever color that was, lavender and teal. The Jackson 5 Ultimate Collection, colored vinyl, that's $49.99. Sheila E., $14.99. Most of these records are from the now famous Murfreesboro collection. This guy, he bought sealed OGs and opened them and played them once or twice maybe. He might have played them 20 times, but he kept them in really good condition. And then he had a lot of new pressings, out-of-print stuff. This is the last batch. I've got this crate, and I've got one more, and that will be the end of the road for the Murfreesboro collection, unfortunately. There's some stray records. We actually hit a batch of stray records last night, and we sold like every one of them. That didn't sell the first time around. So this is really premium stuff. I mean, I'm sure he either bought this sealed and opened it. I mean, it looks like it's unplayed. It's amazing the condition of some of these. Okay, Pointer Sisters. Michael Nath is first on the Donny Hathaway. That's sold to Michael Nath. Troy Robinson was first to Sheila E. Fred Carnell, you were second. The time. What time is it? This is a record store day, limited to 5,500 on green vinyl. The time is $24.99, and I think we have another The Time. This is $14.99, and this is a vintage copy / OG. Gary, we've already sold Donny Hathaway. That's sold to Michael Nath. The artist known formerly as Prince. This is $39.99. This is The Gold Experience. Artist known formerly as Prince, which is Prince. $39.99. David Sweevil first on the Times, and he wants both of them. Troy, you were second. John Wilson was third. What's the Kiss? Let me go ahead and put that up for auction right now. I was going to wait till we hit 200 viewers, usually before I start our auctions. We're at 198 right now, so let's do it. We have Kiss, I Was Made for Loving You. Disco Kiss, but it's still killer. B-side is Hard Times, Near Mint, Unplayed, Japanese 45. Has the original picture insert and the original inner sleeve. This is a $20 start. I Was Made for Loving You, Kiss. 7-inch single. That is now up for auction. Prince is sold to Michael Nath. So our very own Doug Page, huge Prince fan. And the other day he gave me the history of the artist known formerly as Prince. I guess Prince at some point lost the rights to use his own name, and so he had to start using the symbol, if y'all didn't know that. And I may not be telling that 100% accurately, but this symbol means the artist known formerly as Prince. And I think somewhere or another he got the rights back to use his name, or that name, so Michael Nath got Prince. Paul Brothers, you're second. Kiss is at 20, Kiss is at 20. Marvin Gaye, Trouble Man, I think this is Friday Music. No, this is just a UME regular reissue. The Trouble Man soundtrack that Marvin Gaye did, that's $24.99. That's a new 180 gram pressing. LaBelle, Night Birds, this has her hit song Lady Marmalade on it. Or their hit song, Patti LaBelle, but I think it's just LaBelle, kind of a trio at that point. $14.99, Lady Marmalade. Marvin Gaye, In Our Lifetime, 180 gram repress of that album, $19.99. I don't get many original copies of that in. And Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson, Anthology Messages. This is a limited edition, citrus-colored vinyl. I couldn't actually find this exact variant on Discogs. I couldn't find this exact citrus color. The closest thing was like pink, and this is $29.99. Of course, there's a lot of color variants out there. There's some albums where there's 20 color variants, and people just don't create all the listings. They just put in there like, when you see somebody sell one, they'll be like, this is not citrus, it's yellow. And they're all about the same price. But some people take the time to create each Discogs listing for every color. Terrell Boat Night is Patti LaBelle. LaBelle goes to Terrell Boat Night. We got Coy Crosby was in first on the Kiss. Stacy, you're second, so you're out on that. Croy has that for $20, and that's going twice, going 3 times. Troy, you were second on LaBelle. The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. Gil Scott-Heron, $19.99. Don't see originals of that too often. The Shaft soundtrack. This is a 180 gram repress of that. 2 LP, possibly remastered. $24.99. Isaac Hayes, Shaft. Mia Willis wants the Gil Scott-Heron. The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. Lisa and Cult Jam with Full Force. $14.99 in shrink wrap of hype sticker. That's one I don't see as often for some reason. Lisa and Cult Jam, that's $14.99. Mia was first to Heron. Colin was second. John Young was third. Edward Star Wars was fourth. Lisa Stanton was first to Lisa was first to Lisa. Stacy was second, then Troy Robinson. The Drifters, Golden Hits, $24.99. This is a remastered from the analog tapes in mono. The Drifters Golden Hits, that is $24.99. Ron Phillips, The Jackson 5 is $49.99. That's on colored vinyl, lavender and teal. That is $49.99. It's still available. Calvin Ward was fourth on Lisa. Michael Nath was first on the Drifters. High bid on the Kiss 45 is Coy Crosby at $23. Let me go ahead and get another one started. Here's what I've got in our Japanese bin. The Beatles, White Album, The Beatles, Please Please Me, The Beatles 62 to 66 on red vinyl, The Ventures, Van Halen 5150, John Denver's Greatest Hits, John Denver Hits Collection, John Denver Live in London. I'm trying to say John Denver too many times. John Denver Back Home Again, Queen's Greatest Hits, The Story of Star Wars, Eric Clapton, Mike Bloomfield, Queen Live Killers, Queen's Greatest Hits, Madonna Like a Virgin, Duran Duran, Strange Behavior. Now that's one we've got to put up. I don't see that one too often. Chicago, Beatles Love Songs, Clapton, Beach Boys versus Jan and Dean, The Eagles, and The Police Synchronicity. That's a good batch of Japanese pressings. First thing, let's run Duran Duran, Strange Behavior. Now, is this a single, an EP? What's going on here? Duran Duran, Strange Behavior. It looks like we've got Oh, it even has a view to a kill on it. I saw 007 here, and I was like, yep, that has to be. So this has Notorious, Skin Trade, We Need You, Notorious, Skin Trade, and a view to a kill. And that's the tracks. And it's got a really cool etching on this side. Y'all see that? This is Duran Duran, Strange Behavior. This is going to be a $35 start. There's the chronology of Duran Duran, Japanese insert. There's the near mint cover with Obi, and the vinyl is pristine. Duran Duran is a $35 start. It was Chicago. I'll have to check. Give me 1 second, David. Okay, Kiss is at 25 and Duran Duran's at 35. I'll do Van Halen in just a second. The Shy Lights, a Barnes & Noble exclusive, yellow vinyl, mastered from the original analog tapes. The Shy Lights is $19.99. Culture Club, Color by Numbers. This is a USOG, $19.99. Original inner sleeve and insert, $19.99. The Black Keys, Let's Rock, $19.99 for the Black Keys, Let's Rock, $19.99. By the way, this was actually a return. We test played it. I think somebody just didn't have a high quality system. Some of these new LPs, be careful. Make sure you have a nice turntable. I mean, if you're going to be listening to new $30, $40 records, you don't need to be listening to them on a $30 or $40 turntable. Go ahead and save a week's budget of buying records, maybe 2 weeks' budget of buying records, and buy you a nice turntable. It will be well worth it, and your records will play better. Some of these new LPs will skip on Crosley's and cheap suitcase-type record players. They will skip, and people want to return them. Sometimes we deny returns. Sometimes we'll ask new customers to send us a picture of their equipment, and they'll be listening to it on a Crosley suitcase player. And we're like, oh no, please, we can't accept this return. And we have to explain to them why. Because we've got them back before, and they play fine on our very nice turntable over here. So just FYI, that was a return, but there is nothing wrong with it. I guarantee it, as long as you do have a good turntable. I do not have a Queensryche in the Japanese bin. No, I do not. Duran Duran 38, Duran Duran 40. Mark Shelton was first on the Black Keys. Austin was second. James Bragg was first to Culture Club. The Cult Love, yes, some of them will and some of them won't. We have some that we had a split shipment. Some was delivered yesterday. The rest of them will be on Monday. So, but yes, the Cult. Everybody who got a Cult on black vinyl will be getting one very, very soon. Joey, you were third on the Black Keys. Kiss is at 28. I need to get rid of my Crosley. Yes, you need to get rid. Yes, just take them out. Well, you can keep them to play like cheap 45s and cheap, you can put them in like your guest room and put your $2 records in there with them, but do not put a Bill Withers remastered 180 gram pressed at RTI. This record costs $30. Do not put it on a $30 turntable. Or that's not a turntable. That's a record player at that point. Bill Withers, Just As I Am. That's pressed at RTI, $29.99. That sounds fantastic. I gave that a spin early this morning. Jack White, Lazaretto. Jack White is sealed, $29.99. Michael Nath wants Bill Withers. That's sold to Michael Nath. And update on our Kiss 45. Coy Crosby's at $28. Japanese single of I Was Made for Loving You. That's going twice, going 3 times to Coy Crosby. High bid on Duran Duran is Walt Cruz at $40. That's going twice, going 3 times. Michael Nath got Bill Withers. Robert Johnson on Jack White. Robert Johnson is first to Jack White. Sherry Darnell was second. Kiss is at 30. Duran Duran 42. John Ambrosic was maybe next on Jack White. Let's see here. Okay. Radiohead, Hail to the Thief. Hail to the Thief, $46.99. That's new and sealed. Radiohead, Hail to the Thief, $46.99. And Joni Mitchell, live at Carnegie Hall, 1972. That's a live unofficial, new and sealed, $36.99. $36.99. Yeah, I mean, most people get into records, and people that's got into it in the last 5 years, almost everybody begins with a basic system, usually a Crosley or an all-in-one, and then they learn later about sound quality and the importance of the cartridge, the importance of the arm, the importance of your receiver, the importance of your amp, your speakers. And then when you have this amazing collection built up and you do upgrade, it kind of revives your entire collection. It's like, whoa, I've got some amazing equipment now. It's like you want to re-listen to everything. So it's fun to upgrade. But yes, a lot of people do start off with something basic. I did when I first started, you know, and of course now I buy and sell equipment, so I've got all kinds of stuff. But yes, I started out with a Crosley all-in-one. It had the CD player on the front, the cassette deck on the side. That's what I had. I listened to Close to the Edge. That was the first thing I played on it. Let's see here. Duran Duran, $45. Yvette on RH, that's Radiohead. That's sold Yvette Vergara. Coy's out on Kiss, and that's because we got a new bid. David Sweevel bid $30 on that. David S. Bid $30 on that. Yes, tracker and weight is very important. James Bragg was first to Joni Mitchell. And Joni Mitchell was $36.99. I can still get these if anybody else wants one. This one goes to James Bragg. It's $36.99. Duran Duran's at $49 of Alan Case. Waltz out. And I think we're caught up. So we've got Pearl Jam, $19.99. This is a used copy of the newest 180 gram repressing of that. $19.99 for Pearl Jam 10. This is Joy Division, and this is Les Baines something. I think it's is it live? Joy Division, maybe? I don't really know. It's new and sealed, $26.99. Colin Butler was first to Pearl Jam 10. Michael Nath, you were second. Beck Odelay is just $24.99. Beck Odelay, $24.99. Okay, let me give everybody updated on our two auctions. We got a lot of bids and activities on them. The high bid on Kiss is with David S. David S. has Kiss at $30. That's going twice, going three times. Going twice, going three times. I'm about to sell Kiss for $30. Japanese 7-inch single, I Was Made for Loving You. And then Duran Duran, Strange Behavior. The new high bid on that is with Alan Case at $49. Alan Case has that for $49. Colin got 10. Michael Nath was second. Mark Shelton was first to Beck. That's Beck Odelay. Mark Shelton was first to that. Colin was second. Craig Thomas was third. And what Joy Division? This is Joy Division. I really hadn't figured out. Baines Douches? Maybe? Douches? Not for sure. $26.99. That's new and sealed. Fred, if you want that, it's yours. If not, it's sold to Michael Bohannon. Beck Mutations is $29.99. Beck Mutations, that's opened near mint. Beck Mutations is $29.99. The auctions are ending in about 15 seconds. Linda Ronstadt, hand sewn. Linda Ronstadt is $19.99. Hand sewn, that's a vintage copy. Linda Ronstadt. And John Denver, Rocky Mountain High. John Denver, Rocky Mountain High, $14.99. Let's see here. Edward Star Wars was next on this Jeff Beck. That's sold to Edward. Let's see. Beck Mutations, Corey Wade was second. Is JD unofficial? I don't think so. I don't think that's an unofficial. But like I said, your guess, it could be. Yeah, it's a live show. It probably is. It probably is. I'm going to say most likely. David Eberly first on John Denver. Edward Star Wars was second. Did you see my comment on Fly By Night? No, I didn't. Can you send that again? And I will take a look at that. Cosmic Thing, the B-52s, Love Shack, $34.99. Fred passes on Joy Division, so the backup on that was Michael Bohannon. Cosmic Thing, B-52s, that was $34.99. This is Dwight's Used Records. Dwight Yoakam, this is the colored vinyl. It is sealed, $19.99. $19.99. Let's see here. Next is Yvette on B-52s. Yvette got the B-52s. Looks like Sherry Darnell was second. We have Tyler, the Creator, Igor, $24.99. $24.99 for Tyler, the Creator. That is also new and sealed. Yvette on B-52, Sherry Darnell second. Edward Star Wars first on Dwight Yoakam. Edward Star Wars first on Dwight Yoakam. Sherry Darnell second. Chris DeMoss third. Greg Preston wants a Rush Fly By Night. We've got them. We've got them. Give me 1 second on that. We'll pull that, and we'll pull Tyler the Creator after I end these auctions. David S., I think it's Swival, or what I've been saying, Sweevel, but he's never corrected me, so I guess he's good with David S. The Kiss 45 is sold to him for $30, and Alan Case gets the Duran Duran for $49. Those are sold and sold. Alan Case gets the Duran Duran for $49. Okay, I'll go pull. I won't forget about Rush, I promise you. I won't forget to pull a Rush, but we need to pull one of those for Greg Preston. I'll do that in about 10 seconds. Not before I pull Courtney, and I believe that's Courtney Eatman. She gets Tyler the Creator. Ryan Anderson was second. Matt Ketchrin was third. The Sweevel is right. Okay, Sweevel. David Sweevel. I think that's what I've been saying. It's like I just don't want to butcher anybody's name too bad. Otherwise, I'll abbreviate it. Lana Del Rey, Born to Die, $19.99, 180 gram, opened in shrink and hype, $19.99. Billie Eilish is When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? I knew that was a long title. This is Pale Yellow Vinyl, $19.99. Billie Eilish, it's on colored vinyl, $19.99. Let's see here. Any new copies of Hysteria? Yes, you should have one on your ticket this week. That's already come in, and we've already tagged it. Joseph F. Felicity wants Lana Del Rey, Born to Die. That's so to Joseph. Do you have any more 90s movies collected? Yes, I didn't see that either. Michelle, I've got 90s movies collected right here. When we have a discussion going on in the chat, sometimes I miss comments, so you may have to remind me again. 90s movies collected is $46.99. Joseph, let's see. Joseph got Lana Del Rey. Sherry Darnell was first to Billie Eilish. Ron Phillips, you were second. Tracy Miller was third. Terrell was next on Lana Del Rey. And Michelle wants the 90s movie hits collected. That's so to Michelle, 90s movie hits collected. Now, we had a bin of Rush. Are they in this bin here? Let me go ahead and show those. Last night, we had a blitz of Rush Fly By Night sold. We probably sold 20 more copies last night, maybe, or more. This is Rush Fly By Night, $39.99. This one's Greg Preston's, if anybody else wants one. We sold so many last night, I wanted to listen to it again. So I put my copy on again last night after I listened to Dark Side of the Moon about 5 times. These are $39.99 if anybody else wants one. I've got another crate like this. I've still got some more in here, and then I've got another crate of new arrivals to go through. But I've also I went through our new vinyl bins, and I've pulled some stuff that y'all hadn't seen probably ever, especially if you're fairly new or that you hadn't seen in a long time. So I've got new vinyl. I've got 2 or 3 crates. It's going to be like new arrivals probably. So Cameron Nance also gets a Fly By Night. If anybody else wants one, let me know. We've got a bunch of them. I probably have, I've got less than 30 in stock now. So, yeah, Rush was rushing out the door as usual. I don't know about y'all. I buy thousands of records every year. We don't get many original copies of this. That's why a lot of people need new sealed, and plus they sound fantastic. Can that be ordered? And that was the, Tracy, which one? The Billie Eilish or the 90s movie hits collected? Or somebody asked about 80s movie hits collected. We still should have 1 or 2 of those too. I'm not for sure though. It's Italian. It's Felicity. Man, I like saying that one better. That does sound Italian. Felicity. Okay. We have Radiohead, the bins. Radiohead, the bins, $39.99. Radiohead, the bins, $39.99. And Americana Collected. This is the only copy I have of this. Americana Collected is $44.99. That's the band, Gene Clark, John Mellencamp, America, Big Star, Steve Earle. That's $44.99. And Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, $24.99. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, $24.99. Let's see here. We've got Tracy Miller, Billie Eilish. We will write that down. That one we just sold. I will check on that, yeah, because we probably need to stock that anyway. Tracy Miller and Billie Eilish. Edward Star Wars wants the Americana Collected. And Mia Willis was first to Amy Winehouse. Aaron Gardner second. Michael Nath third. Kevin Kubina fourth. Ron Phillips fifth. And let's go back to this crate one more time. That's some good stuff in here. Almost all gone. We'll go through it one more time. I'm in desperate need of a water and Sprite that I'm going to grab in 1 second. And Alan Case wants a Rush Fly By Night. Goodbye, my dear. Wow. What an awesome cover, too. I need to get that on a shirt. An all-over print. I'd wear the heck out of it. That's sold to Alan Case. One more time. I'll probably go ahead and read prices, too, because there's not much left. Orville Peck Bronco. Orville Peck is $34.99. Lana Del Rey Honeymoon. That is new and sealed, $49.99. The Happy Fits, What Could Be Better, $29.99. Camp, Buy and Buy, that's on green vinyl, $99.99. Spoon, Girls Can Tell, $24.99 on Spoon. Kesha, that is Rainbow, and that is $24.99. Melanie Martinez, Cry Baby, that's new and sealed, $44.99. The Happy Fits Concentrate, $29.99. Then we have a couple jazz fusion here. We've got the Goldinger Jubilee Concert. We've got two of them. This is Passport, Les McCann, Buddy Guy. This one is Brian Auger, Johnny Griffin. Those are $14.99. We've got two of those. The Impressions, Keep On Pushing, limited edition, $24.99. Marvin Gaye, Trouble Man. Marvin Gaye is $24.99. The other Marvin Gaye, In Our Lifetime, is $24.99. Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson, Anthology, Messages, $29.99. That's on yellow vinyl. The Shaft soundtrack, $24.99. Jackson 5, I think the only kind of pricey record left in the bin. That's $49.99 on colored vinyl. 2 LPs. Yeah, it's got all the good stuff, like Going Back to Indiana and I Want You Back and ABC and I'll Be There. That's $49.99. The Shy Lights is $19.99. Linda Ronstadt is $19.99. And we have Radiohead, The Bends. That is $39.99. That's a 2016 version. Radiohead, The Bends, $39.99. Bob, that is $39.99. If you want it, it's yours. If not, it's sold to Yvette. Paul Brothers wants the Lana Del Rey. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Colin Butler wants the Trouble Man, which was the soundtrack by Marvin Gaye. That's sold to Colin Butler. Doc Smith on the Gil Scott. The only one that's left in there, that was right here. That's sold to Doc Smith. Mike Vandergits wants the Jazz. Mike, I'm assuming you want these two jazz concerts, or maybe you want to let me know which one you want. Let me know. Rose, you said 15 for Linda. Let me think about that. Mike Vandergits gets both of these jazz concerts. Happy Fits combo, sure thing. Happy Fits, there's one. And the other, Greg, we've got a total of, I'll do 25 and 25. I'll do 50 for both of them. 50 for both of those, Greg. I think those are private releases. That's not on a label. Those are probably released only through them. Let's see, Colin, I've already sold the Jazz. Mike got both of those. Bob gives the Radiohead to Yvette. And Stacy wants a 90s movie hits collected. So let me go ahead and sell this to Stacy, the 90s movies collected. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know, because I've got to order more now. I think that was our last copy, unless there's one in putbacks. Next is, I'm waiting for, let's see, what else did I say? I'm waiting for Greg's answer on that. Let's go ahead and sell that for 15. The Linda Ronstadt, let's sell that to 15 to Rosie Taylor. And we'll go ahead and take Troy's offer on Shaft for $19.99. We'll go ahead and sell that to Troy for $19.99. Greg does get both Happy Fits. Greg Baldwin, 25 and 25. Robert Johnson, Shy Lights. Let's go ahead and sell that to Robert Johnson for $14.99. Anybody else want to make an offer on anything left in here, including Jackson 5 or the two Marvin Gayes? Oh, we've already sold one. So the Impressions, Melanie Martinez, Kesha, Spoon, Camp, or Orville Peck. I think, let's see, so the only stuff left from Murfreesboro are these. That was from putbacks. That's the only things actually left from Murfreesboro. I'll be negotiable for sure on those. Usually, we've had some Murfreesboro collection bins, and we've sold every record in there. So, 80s movie hits. Yeah, that's the one I don't think I have right now in the Music on Vinyl catalog. I've got to get with my distributor. I've got to do a bunch of, once again, another huge restock on Music on Vinyl stuff, especially these compilations. So yeah, I'm short on that one. Gloria wants spoon. The other Marvin Gaye was $24.99. That's in our lifetime, $24.99. Next comment, Gloria wants spoon. That's sold to Gloria. Okay, let's go through a half off. Man, I'm not running any Japanese auctions. I got so busy there, I forgot we didn't have any auctions. Jackson Brown is, Jackson Brown. The Jackson 5 is $49.99. $49.99. Hector, I've got a $40 offer. My price is $45. Hector, if you want it for $45, it's yours. And Stacy, if you want it for $45, I'll sell it to you. Next is, let me get a crate on the table, and then we'll go through some half-off records. Let me go ahead and knock out a bin of half-off just to kind of get things heated, and then we'll go through some new vinyl that we've never seen before. Stacy said she'll take it. All right, let me make sure Hector doesn't want it. And he said, go ahead, Stacy. So Stacy gets the Jackson 5 for $45. And that means we've got Marvin Gaye and the Impressions, best price for $32.99. I'm at, Doc, I will sell you both of those for $40. 40. Both of those will be sold to you, Doc Smith. There's our next bin of half-off records. These are half off. No offers on these. The half-off price is the price. We may can revisit them later and do offers, but I have a lot of stuff to go through tonight. And as y'all know, it really speeds things up if we can just say half off. Here it is if you want it. If not, we can talk about it later. We're about to put up two, what I consider premium Japanese titles. The Story of Star Wars, Killer, and Van Halen 5150, Killer. I'll put those up for auction in about 5 seconds. Any Badlands? No Badlands tonight. No. Of course, I advertise all over the country. We buy records. Man, people don't want to turn loose of their metal records. What's with y'all metalheads? Nobody wants to sell any collections. I mean, I've talked to people, or if they do, man, I have some people, they've, this one guy, he has like everything in Discogs, and it's like the top value on Discogs is $100,000, and he told me he didn't want a penny less. And I'm like, well, buddy, you're not going to get that from anybody, so especially a dealer. So it's really hard to buy these metal collections right now. So that's why when we get this stuff in, y'all go crazy over it. We sold Stacy Jackson 5 for $45. Doc Smith wants the two albums here for $40. I told him $40 on that. And okay, I'll get these started in 1 second. Let me go ahead and do some half-off records. Those are sold to Doc for $20 and $20. We have the Blasters Hardline, $10. I will be telling you the half-off price. It's first come, first serve. The Blasters is $10. Arlo Guthrie, Hobo's Lullaby, white label promo. Arlo Guthrie, Hobo's Lullaby. This is a $15 half-off price. Firesign Theater. This is the actual front of it. In the Next World, You're on Your Own. That is $7.50. I'm Jesse Coulter. Jesse Coulter is $10. Jeff Malwitz is first to the Blasters. That's sold to Jeff Malwitz. And Fred Carnell was second on that. Joe South, Games People Play. Joe South, Games People Play is $5. And Pretty Baby soundtrack. Pretty Baby, gold stamp promo on the front. That is $10. Pretty Baby soundtrack. Firefall, Luna C. Firefall is $10. And Frankie and the Knockouts, Below the Belt. Frankie and the Knockouts is $5. Frankie and the Knockouts, $5. Point Blank, The Hard Way. Point Blank is $7.50. And the Savage 7 soundtrack, that's Cream and Iron Butterfly featured on that. That's a VG Plus, $12.50. $12.50. Scott Smith, AG, $10. That was Arlo Guthrie. That was sold to, well, technically that's an offer, but I've already pulled it. So go ahead and sell that to Scott Smith for $10. These are half off the sticker price. Half off the sticker price, and I'll consider offers in just a second, unless I accidentally went ahead and pulled it like that one. So, yeah, we have Van Halen 5150. Van Halen 5150, Japanese pressing, near mint and pristine. Wow. Why Can't This Be Love? Dreams. Best of Both Worlds, 5150. This is going to be a $65 start. There's the near mint Japanese LP. Here's the lyric insert. And here's the cover with the obi. Here's the cover with the obi. $65 start. Jim Nelson is in. Next is this killer Star Wars soundtrack. This is the Story of Star Wars. Story of Star Wars. LP, near mint, pristine. Has the booklet with it, with the text that's in the story. This is dialogue and music from Star Wars. There's the perfect gatefold. I think the booklet is lightly detached, like you see a lot of booklets. Let me see here. It's hanging on. It's got some loose binding, but it's in there. Nice condition though. Crisp, near mint. Look at the corners. From something from what? 77, 78, 77. $55 start. Killer obi too. The obi takes up a third of the cover. It's covering up C-3PO. You can only see R2. That is a $55 start. That's two killer pieces there. The Firesign Theater Tracy was $7.50. Firesign Theater was $7.50 if you want that. Actually, let me leave it out. There was music on Pretty Baby. Yes, Pretty Baby is actually, that is score music. Yes, that is score music. What? It looks like Ragtime, maybe. Scott Joplin. I see Jelly Roll Morton. Well, actually, given the song credits, I don't know who's performing what here, but that's some of the music. It looks like a lot of ragtime type stuff based on, I think, the era of the movie. I don't know a lot about it, but that's what it looks like. Half off price is $10. Van Halen, 65, 65, 80, and 60. Jackie Biard. There'll be some changes made. That's $10. James Taylor, Dad Loves His Work. $10 on James Taylor. The Boomtown Rats, and that is $10. Boomtown Rats. Cat Stevens, Catch Bull at 4, $7.50. I'm telling you the half off price. That's a nice looking copy. Robert Johnson first on Boomtown Rats. Some of y'all may not get to see too many half off crates. We usually don't do these till like 11:30 at night, so we're doing these a lot earlier than we normally do. Jane Wilden, $5. I basically just go pull records out of our bin, bring them up here, and discount them. Burning Sensation, $6.50. The Byrds, Bird Maniacs, is $12.50 on the Byrds. Noel, Silent Morning, 4th and Broadway label, 12-inch single, $5 on that. Men Without Hats, Folk of the 80s, Part 3, that is $17.50. Jimmy Buffett, Somewhere Over China. Jimmy Buffett, $10. The Bongos, I believe that's self-titled. No, it's called Beat Hotel, $7.50. Craig Weatherford, first to Noel. Alan Case was second. Planet P Project, Pink World, $12.50. Planet P Project, Pink World. Hip Sway, $10. Crispin St. Peter's, The Pied Piper, $7.50. And Carole King, Really Rosie, that is $12.50. Niles Lofgren, Grin, $10. And Nick Lowe, Nick the Knife, $10 on that. Craig got Noel. Alan was second. What label on JB? JB was Jackie. That was right back here. This here for Mia. Jackie, and that is on the Muse Records kind of blue label, 1973 it says. Brandon Jackson was first to Planet P. That is sold to Brandon Jackson, and Colin Butler was first to the Carole King. Update on our auctions. No bid yet on Star Wars, looking for a $55 start. And we have Van Halen, almost said Von Holland. Van Halen is at 80. Never mind, Stacy bid 60 on Star Wars. Stacy bid 60 on Star Wars. George Buchanan's at 80 on 5150. And then Robert Johnson put BR. Did I pull whatever BR was? Did we pull a BR for Boom? Okay, yes, we've already pulled that. Okay, and we're good. We are good. Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar is $7.50. Tropico. The Photos is $5. The Photos. Flock, Inside Out, $5. Billy James, 6s and 7s, $5. The Blow Monkeys, Animal Magic, $5. Ghost Snake Monster Friend, 1987 Canadian pressing, sealed, $10. Shankar Family and Friends, Ravi Shankar. There's George Harrison, $10. Luxuria Devoto Noco, $7.50. The Arista AOR Sampler, $12.50. That has Patti Smith, John Miles, Straubs, Ian Dury, Elvis Costello, Lou Reed, The Outlaws, Jerry Garcia Band, Dickie Betts, and others. That's $12.50. Let's see here. Mia passes on JB. I think Edward wants it. That was JB, the Jackie. This one here, correct me if I'm wrong, Edward. That's sold to Edward. Star Wars. Stacy is at 60 on Star Wars. Final call on that one. Van Halen is at 82. Stacy 65 on Star Wars. I guess someone else bid maybe. Stacy, I think you still have it for 60. I don't think anybody's bid against you yet. David Eberly got the Pat Benatar. Let's go ahead and pull that for David Eberly. David Crawford, you were second. Robert Johnson was first to the Blow Monkeys. Craig was second. Rosie, you were third to Pat Benatar. Colin Butler first on Ravi Shankar. Angela's out on Van Halen. And Edward did not want Jackie B. He wanted Jimmy Buffett. Let me correct that for you, Tanner. Leave it on top? Okay. That's the correct order. So, can you see my bids? Yes, I've got you at $60, and I have no one else bidding on Star Wars. I'm about to sell it to you. I'm about to sell it to you. And Van Halen is a final call. Jim Nelson's at 82 on Van Halen, $51.50. Now, I'm going to go grab me a bottle of water and a Sprite, even though I think I've got 5 that I hadn't finished in the fridge. But there's nothing quite like opening a fresh, crisp Sprite as soon as I take a drink of water first. I feel like I'm rolling through these pretty fast. What do you think, Tanner? Good. You keep saying Stacy. I'm making up somebody's name so you'll bid against yourself, Stacy. So, Stacy and Tracy. I've got an invisible person bidding, so you'll keep bidding. Okay, Tracy Miller. Tracy Miller gets Star Wars for $60. Jim Nelson gets Van Halen for $82. Those are both sold. Those are both sold, 60 and 82. I did not mean to say Tracy. I was getting you confused with yourself. Next 2 Japanese auctions. Let's do the Chicago that David asked about earlier. I'm going to go ahead and pull it. And we got a John Denver. Boy, this is cool. I think I had one of these before. With this beautiful Tennessee orange Obi. I think this is a John Denver Super Deluxe Japanese pressing, which is a 2 LP. It's a single LP hits comp. John Denver Super Deluxe. First track is Take Me Home Country Roads. You know it's going to be a good comp. This is near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. There's the LP. It's a gatefold. Should have a 2-page flip with the lyrics. And that is it. So the lyrics and the insert, I guess, is kind of what is considered there in the gatefold. John Denver is a $30 start. John Denver Super Deluxe. That's a hits comp. $30 start on that. And we have Boston. What Roman numeral? 9 or 11? 11. I think this is Chicago 11. It does have a little bit of spine damage right here. Right there, it's got a little bit of nick, which is something we usually don't see on any of these Japanese pressings. This is near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl, though. Perfect looking piece of wax. There's the gatefold, a little bit of foxing at the top. This includes 2 Japanese inserts, which, well, one's the inner sleeve and the Japanese insert. Chicago is a $25 start, Japanese import. Tracy, did you want the Firesign Theater, Tracy Miller? I set that aside. I may have missed your comment where you said you wanted that. Swami Sachamanda. Swami is $15 after the half off. If you're just joining us, we got 2 auctions going, and we're doing a bin of half off vintage records. Kenny Rogers, Daytime Friends. Kenny Rogers is $5. McKendree Spring is $10. Colin Butler first to Swami. We have Kenny Rogers, $5. I think we've got an Elvis without a sleeve, but Elvis is only $5. Come on, everybody. Elvis, $5. Jeff Lorber, Step by Step. Jeff Lorber, $7.50. C.W. McCall, Black Bean Road, which has his hit song, Convoy on it. That is $5. Kenny Rogers, Love or Something Like It, $5 for Kenny. And Jethro Tull, Stormwatch. Jethro Tull is $10. We've got John Denver 30, John Denver 40, Chicago 25, Chicago 25. Colin got the Swami. We have Terrell Boat Night on Kenny Rogers. Terrell, there's several in here. We got Love or Something Like It. We've got Kenny Rogers, Kenny. And we got Kenny Rogers, Daytime Friends. Those are all $5 each. Let me know which one you want, or you can have all three. Tracy does want the Fire Sign Theater at half off. That's sold to Tracy Miller. Leslie Holt got Elvis, Come On Everybody. That's sold to Leslie. Rosie, you were second. Clint Howard was first to Jeff Lorber. Dennis Nelson first to C.W. McCall. That's sold to Dennis Nelson. Robert Johnson on Jethro Tull. Clay Moore, you were third on Elvis. Troy Robinson, you were second on Jeff Lorber. And Terrell says, I'll take all three Kenny Rogers. Terrell, Boat Night, Boat Night, Boat Night. 3 Kenny Rogers, sold to him. High bid on the John Denver comp. High bid on the John Denver comp is $40 to Tracy Miller. Tracy Miller, going twice, going 3 times. High bid on Chicago is $27 with Jim Nelson. They're still bidding on that. Next half off. What do we have here? You got to kind of squint your eyes. It looks like it says, I don't know. Let's check the label. Unknown. Ace of Hearts Records. Let's see here. Ace of Hearts Records. What do we have here? It's $5. What's this say? I have no idea. $5. Macondo, $10 in shrink wrap. Lionel Richie, $5. Lionel. Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy. This is a Pickwick. Pickwick, $12.50. Roger Daltrey, Under a Raging Moon. Roger Daltrey is $10. Kenny Rogers, 10 Years of Gold. That's a Kenny Rogers Greatest Hits. $5, 10 Years of Gold. Manziel, Space Funk, Dope Brother Remix. $12.50. Africa Sansa, $7.50. Little River Band's Greatest Hits. $5 on Little River Band and the Moody Blues, In Search of Lost Chord. I like this one almost as much as Days of Future Past. The Moody Blues is $10. Earl Scruggs, American Made. Earl Scruggs is $6.50. Let me stop there because I see 20,000 comments. Chicago is at 27. Tommy came back at 28. The name of this is Liars. Yes, I remember showing that originally. Now that you've commented that. Who put that? John Stevens? Liars. And John, let me know if you want that or if you were just helping me out. I'll leave it in there until you say otherwise. David Crawford was first to Lionel Richie, LR. David Crawford got Lionel Richie. Craig Thomas was first to the Jimi Hendrix. That's sold to Craig Thomas. Leslie, you were second on Lionel. Michael next on Jimi Hendrix. Jim's back in on Chicago at 29. John Ambrosic next on Lionel Richie. So is Matt Ketchrin and Jedit. Terrell Boat Night also got this, Kenny Rogers. That's sold to Terrell Boat Night. Josh Ragland was second. Arthur third. Colin Butler wants the Africa Sansa. Tommy's back in on Chicago at 30. Trevin was first to Little River Band. Sherry Darnell was second. Andy Wade was third. And let's see. Carol Puckett was fourth. Hendry was fifth. Leslie was sixth. Angela was next on the Moody Blues. And John Stevens wants the Liars album. That's sold to John Stevens. Those are all half off, and I don't think I missed anything. Except Arthur wants Earl Scruggs. That just came in. This just in. Arthur gets the Earl Scruggs. I'm going to go ahead and end the John Denver to Ken Crooker, I think. Or did he bid first and then Tracy? Who was the first? It went 1-2. Tracy got it. Ken bid 30. Tracy bid 40. Tracy Miller gets the John Denver for $40. High bid on Chicago is Jim Nelson at 31. Let me put up a new Japanese auction. I've got another batch of really cool 7-inch singles that we've never put up before. I've got Journey, Blondie, and a Van Halen. That's what I'm going to run now, these 7-inch singles from Japan. I think this is Jump. It's a pristine Japanese pressing. House of Pain is the B-side. There's the Japanese insert, picture, perfect. And this is a near mint, unplayed Japanese 7-inch single. Perfect. Van Halen. That's a $20 start. Tommy's out on Chicago, so Jim has that for $31. Really cool. You need to put that on display right next to your copy of 1984. Back to the half-off bin. We've got Joan Armour Trading, To the Limit. Joan Armour Trading is $5. Crack the Sky, Live Sky. Crack the Sky is $7.50. The McCartney Interview, the Paul McCartney Interview, $12.50. Paul McCartney Interview, that's a UK version on Parlophone, $12.50. Ray Monday, Babelogue, maybe, $8. Ray Monday, $8 on that. The Movies, Motor, $5 on the Movies. Danny O'Keefe, Breezy Stories, $10. Harry Chapman, On the Road to Kingdom Come, $5. And the Moody Blues, Long Distance Voyager, that's an EX copy. EX copy, $6.50 on the Moody Blues, Long Distance Voyager. Donna Summer, Live and More. Donna Summer is $7.50. I think they folded this one incorrectly. That's kind of bothering me right now. It's supposed to look like this. Donna Summer, Live and More, that is $7.50. Ha! Just what I needed in my day. Some cryptic death metal. This is Morbid Angel. That wasn't too bad. Of course, I can't even read it because of the hype sticker. Morbid Angel is $12.50, right next to Donna Summer. We have Joe Farrell, Outback with Elvin Jones, Chick Corea, and Buster Williams. $10 for Joe Farrell with Elvin Jones and Chick Corea. James and Martha, Early Gospel Greats, $5. Okay. Any other bids on Chicago? No. Let's go ahead and sell this to Jim Nielsen for $31. Then Van Halen, we had 20, 20, 25. Brian C. was first to Crack the Sky. That sold to Brian C. John Stevens was second. Mitchell also bid 25 on Van Halen. Calvin Ward was in first. Fred Carnell, you were third on Crack the Sky. Austin Caldron was first to the Paul McCartney. That sold to Austin. Rosie Taylor was second. We got Ken Crooker first to the Harry Chapman. That sold to Ken. Edward Star Wars first to J.A. J.A. was Joan Armour Trading. That sold to Edward Star Wars. Ron Phillips was first to the Moody Blues. That sold to Ron Phillips. We have Leslie Holt on the Donna Summer Live. That sold to Leslie. Jackie was second. Another Leslie was third. Leslie Holt was first. Leslie Brown was third. Courtney fourth. Jedit fifth. Martin Pryor was first to the Morbid Angel. Martin Pryor first to Morbid Angel. Trevin second. Colin third. Sean fourth. Ryan fifth. John Robertson sixth. Alan seventh. Brandon Jackson eighth. Bob Reiger ninth. Kyle Gregory 10th. Wow. Difference between 7-inch and 45. This is a 7-inch that plays at a 45 RPM. There are some 7-inches that play at 33 RPM. Most singles like this play at a 45 RPM. So a 7-inch and a 45 RPM are usually interchangeable, meaning the same thing. Mitchell Richardson's at 28 on Van Halen. Mitchell Richardson's at 28 on Van Halen. Gene Autry, Country Music Hall of Fame album. Gene Autry is $5. The Keane Brothers or the Kane Brothers, one of the two, $5. Patty Austin, The Real Me. Patty Austin is $5. Photomaker, Visa Vas. Photomaker, $5. Billy Joe Royal, The Royal Treatment. VG Plus Condition, $5. Keith, 98.6, Not Gonna Lie. Keith is $5. And this is Chet Atkins, 2LP Chet Atkins comp, RCA tan labels, $10. Oh, there's a couple more. We have the Fifth Mention, Go Where You Want to Go. The Fifth Dimension is $7.50. And our nightly JFK record, and I think I've got some more that ended up in the half-off bins too. JFK is $10. JFK is $10. A pre-election speech of Senator Kennedy, oath of office, inaugural address. The inaugural address, that's the ask not what you can do for your country. No, ask, well, I've messed that up. Never mind. Ask what your country can do for you. I butchered that, Tanner. I butchered that one. Ask what you can do for your country. Exactly. Calvin Ward, don't ask the country what it can do for you. I think that's the current problem right now. Calvin Ward is at $30 with a Van Halen. Robert Johnson on CA. Let's go back here to the beginning. CA was, what was CA? CA was Chet Atkins. That's sold to Robert Johnson. Michael Nath was second. Troy Robinson got the Patty Austin. Ron Phillips was third on Chet Atkins. Jedit, you were second on Patty Austin. Does Billy Joe have Burn Like a Rocket on it? Let's find out like quick. I do not see that one on here. No, sir. No, sir, Randy. JFK is the new Pablo Cruz. I don't want to go that far. That would be, we don't want to say that. Leslie Holt is first on JFK. Mitchell's at 31 on the Van Halen. Yeah, and there's 12 inches that play at 45 RPM too. That's correct. Charlie DeFrank was first to Keith, 98.6. 98.6. And Michael Nath is first to Billy Joe. Van Halen 32. And do a JFK crate. We could. I could bundle them all together and be like, all right, we got 8 of these, 5 of these, 7 of these. Most people, because a lot of them were given away for free, you know, that's why we see so many. If you have a free record that Sears gave away or your local Ford dealership, they're in every original collection. You know, I'll go to an estate and buy somebody's collection from the 60s and 70s, and they have a JFK record. Do we need to go through these one more time? I feel like I want to go through them again later, but I feel like we need to do one more time. Let me put up another auction. I'll read through these. That way we can go ahead and go to a next crate. I've got a Beatles album. We've got a Japanese pressing of Please Please Me. Japanese pressing of Please Please Me. Please Please Me. Let's go ahead and put that up. Apple version. Near mint pristine Japanese vinyl. Near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. This is going to be a $55 start. $55 start. There's the Japanese insert. Actually, I think this is an inner page to it. It wasn't detached. It just came loose. It goes in here like this because there's John, there's Paul, and there's George and Ringo. $55 start on this. There's the 2-page flip. Decent cover with UK Flag Series #1. Of course, this was the first true EMI Parlophone Beatles album in the UK, hence #1. This is a $55 start. Please Please Me. The true first pressings of Please Please Me are on like a goldish Parlophone label. Whew, pricey. Thousands of dollars in the right condition. Very rare. Never had one. Never even held one. Mitchell's at 35 on Van Halen. Jim Nelson got Fifth Dimension. Fifth Dimension. Ryan wants me to run the Blondie. I'll do that in just a second. Austin's at 55 on the Beatles, now 57. And I'm going to run through these one more time very quickly. I'm Jesse Coulter, $10. Joe South, Games People Play, $5. Firefall, Luna C, that is $10. Point Blank, The Hard Way. Point Blank is $7.50. The Savage 7, Cream and Iron Butterfly, VG Plus $12.50. Frankie and the Knockouts, Below the Belt, $5. Pretty Baby Soundtrack is $10. James Taylor, Dad Loves His Work, $10. Cat Stevens, Catch Bullet 4, $7.50. I like that album. Cat Stevens, $7.50. Jane Wilden is $5. $5. Burning Sensations is $6.50. The Birds is $12.50. Men Without Hats, $17.50. Folk of the 80s. The Bongos, Beat Hotel, $7.50. Hip Sway is $10. Crispy and St. Peter's, The Pied Piper, $7.50. Niles Lofgren, Grin, $10 on Niles Lofgren. Nick Lowe, Nick the Knife, is $10. The Photos is $5. Flock, Inside Out, $5. Billy James, Sixes and Sevens, $5. Ghost Snake, Monster Friend, $10. That was sealed. Luxuria, $7.50. The Arista Sampler is Patti Smith, Outlaws, Jerry Garcia, Ian Dury, Lou Reed, Elvis Costello. That is $12.50. Scott Sneed wants the Flock. Walt Cruz wants the Bongos. Where are you, bongos? There's bongos for Walt Cruz. Final call on the Van Halen. Mitchell Richardson at $35. Going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to sell it. And then Austin, you're out on the Beatles. Dan Rice has it for $57. Chris DeMoss. Actually, Brandon, I saw it, but I didn't read it. Somebody asked about the sampler. No, it was Richard Group. Richard asked me to show the Arista sampler again. If he doesn't want it, then it's sold to Chris DeMoss. So, Rich, just let me know on that. Brandon Jackson, you were technically third. Jackie Bard is $10. Walt Cruz also wants Hip Sway. Pull that for Walt Cruz. Jim Nelson is in on the Beatles at $58. McKendree Spring is $10. Macondo is $10. Roger Daltrey, Under a Raging Moon, $10 for Roger Daltrey. Manziel, Space Funk, $12.50. Ray Monday that was $8. The Movies, $5. Danny O'Keefe, Breezy Stories, $10. Joe Farrell, Outback, $10. James and Martha, Early Gospel Songs, $5. Gene Autry was $5. The Keene Brothers was $5. And Photomaker was $5. Michael Nath wants the Jackie B. That's sold to Michael Nath. Okay, the Van Halen single is sold to Mitchell Richardson for $35. High bid on the Beatles. We got three bidders, 3 bids. Jim Nelson's at $58 on Please Please Me. Leslie Holt wants the Early Gospel with James and Martha. And Tanner, the Van Halen 45 is underneath that. Let me go get a new crate of vinyl, which is right here. Let me see what I've got in store for you. I've got a slot for a new Japanese pressing. Let me do that. So I've pulled a bin of new vinyl for you. I think you are going to like what you see. Probably some of this you didn't know we had or you hadn't seen in a long time. So let me show you some of those. And final call on the Beatles, $58. We've had 3 bidders, 3 bids. No one has said out yet. That's what I'm waiting on so I can move that along. First new LP in here is Rob Zombie, The Sinister Urge. I know exactly how many I have of these, and I'll let you know. I've got 1 copy of this. That doesn't mean we can take a waiting list and I can't restock it or get you on a wait list later. So just let me know, but I'll let you know how many we have. Rob Zombie, I've got 1 of these, $33.99. Rob Zombie, The Sinister Urge. 1 Wolf Mother. Wolf Mother is a 2 LP, music on vinyl, $54.99. Wolf Brother or Wolf Mother, $54.99. That's music on vinyl, 2 LP. The Yes album. I have 2 of these, new and sealed. The Yes album, that is $28.99. The Yes album is $28.99. Los Angeles X, $38.99. I only have 1 of those. I've got 2 of the Yes album, 1 Los Angeles X, and I only have 1 copy of the Who's Next. That's a music on vinyl exclusive remaster. Who's Next is $38.99. Dan Rice is in on the Beatles. Dan Rice is in on the Beatles at $60. That's going twice, going 3 times now. Never mind, Jim bid right back at $62. That's right, Jim was the high bidder, so Jim's back in at $62. John Ambrosic first on Wolf Mother. Gloria, you were second. Gloria, let me know if you want on a list for that because I'm pretty sure I can get it right now. If you want one, it'll be in next week, and that's Wolf Mother for Gloria. John was the first to claim it. Tracy Miller was first to Rob Zombie. We have Twisted Sister live at the Marquee. Twisted Sister is $37.99. That's 2 LPs on red vinyl. Twisted Sister, $37.99. Greta Van Fleet. This is the indie exclusive white vinyl of Battle at Garden's Gate. The Battle at Garden's Gate. That's 2 LP white vinyl, $44.99. Gloria says, please list me. The list me is for Wolf Mother Gloria at $54.99. We write down some of these prices so we can do it for the same price, hopefully. And then I'll let you know if there is an increase or a decrease. Final call on the Beatles. Dan is out. Jim Nelson has that for $62. Let me go ahead and get another one started. Let me see what I randomly pull out here. John Denver's Greatest Hits. Earlier we had a Super Deluxe collection. This is just Greatest Hits, which was a very big seller here in the United States. This is the Japanese version. It is near mint and pristine. It includes the Japanese insert and no obi. I'll do that for a $20 start. John Denver's Greatest Hits. $20 start on that one. Let's see. Greta Van Fleet. Tears for Fears, Rule the World. I've got 2 of these available. This is the greatest hits of Tears for Fears, $36.99. Bob Riger also wants on the waiting list for Wolf Mother. If anybody else. The very popular song on that is called The Joker and the Thief, which I heard an entire fall season at Neyland Stadium. They play it right before, I hear it at a lot of football games. They play it right before a kickoff. It's like the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, and they never did play the rest of the song. And then so finally, I get that record in and I listen to it. And that song comes on and I'm like, holy crap. I don't know what that's from. Right, Tanner?
Yep.
Crockett, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Crockett's here keying in records for us tonight. He is keying away. Okay, Fred Carnell only had one Rob Zombie, but I'll put you on a waiting list if that's okay. John Denver's at 20. I haven't put up Blondie yet. I'm going to do that next. I'll do it right now, actually. Darren also bid 20 on John Denver. So did Leslie, Dennis, Rich. Darren Myers at 25. Dennis is at 25. John Ambrosic is wanting a Tears for Fears. That's sold to John Ambrosic, $36.99. James Taylor, I only have one of these. This is such a great sounding record. This is called New Moonshine, which has one of my favorite James Taylor songs on it, Copper Line. These are $35.99. That's an analog spark. I've only got one of those, $35.99. I've got 2 copies of Roy Gallagher, Taste, or that's actually Taste is the band, self-titled album, Roy Gallagher on lead guitar. That is $38.99. Taste, Roy Gallagher. That is $38.99. 1 copy of Sugar Ray Flooded, Sugar Ray Floored. That's limited, music on vinyl, colored and numbered to 2000, $38.99. High bid on John Denver is at 30. Let's go ahead and sell the Beatles, Please Please Me, Japanese Press, to Jim Nilsson. Jim Nilsson gets that for $62. Jim Nilsson gets that for $62. High bid on John Denver is 26, now 30. It's at 30 with 30 with Dennis Nelson. Michael Nath, first to the James Taylor. John Ambrosic wants the Sugar Ray. Still got the Taste albums. Tough to find an original press of those. Social Distortion, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. $39.99 for Social Distortion, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. Stabbing Westward, Chasing Ghost. I've only got one of these, $46.99. I've only got one of those. Stabbing Westward, Chasing Ghost. Boy, that's hard to read sometimes. The Smiths, only got one of them. Strange Ways, Here We Come, $36.99. Dennis Nelson, first on Social Distortion. Final call on the John Denver's Greatest Hits. Final call on the John Denver's Greatest Hits. That is Dennis Nelson at $30. Dennis Nelson at $30. Right? Yeah, Dennis Nelson. Dennis Nelson also got Social Distortion. Fred Carnell was first on Stabbing Westward. Fred Carnell first on Stabbing Westward. Melinda Gernhardt first on The Smiths. David second. Colin Butler third. Let me know if y'all want a waiting list for that. I may can still grab that record for that price. If so, let me know, and they'll be in next week, which means they'll be on the following Monday's Invoice. We have Blondie, 7-inch single, one of her biggest songs of all time, Call Me. Pristine Japanese single, #1 hit, I'm assuming in Japan too. This is Call Me, double-sided. One's the actual song, and the other side is the instrumental, Blondie. That's a $20 start. Near mint and pristine. There's the sleeve, $20 start on that. Dance to the Music. I've only ever seen one truly near mint copy of this before, and it's in the personal collection of Chad Williams. This is a music on vinyl press. Very nice, $38.99, new and sealed. Slayer, Haunting the Chapel, red and white marbled vinyl, 45 RPM, $36.99. Edward Star Wars, first on Sly and the Family Stone. John Denver, I'm going to go ahead and sell that for $30 to Dennis Nelson. Go ahead and sell that to Dennis Nelson for $30. Blondie, we got Mitchell Richardson at $25. That's the Japanese 7-inch. Let me go ahead and put up a killer 2LP Queen Live Killers. It's been a while since I've had one of these. This is in beautiful tip-top condition. We have Queen Live Killers. This is near mint and pristine. It's a 2LP live Queen concert. We're talking prime Queen. Great. I had a sealed 8-track of this one time that fetched, oddly, what I consider for an 8-track, a crazy amount of money one time on eBay. It was sealed and it was perfect. 8-track. There's the original inner sleeves. And like the other ones hadn't sold for that much. I guess it was just a bidding war on mine. So very nice copy. This is a $55 start. Queen Live Killers, $55 start. I mean, really nice cover. Obi, inner sleeves, insert, LPs. That's what you want there. That's a $55 start. $55 start on Queen. Okay, Colin, you were second on Sly on the Family Stone. Let me know if you want on a waiting list for that. We have Skid Row for $39.99. Skid Row is $39.99, and Scorpion's Animal Magnetism is $33.99. Scorpion is $33.99. That's the 50th anniversary remastered with the CD. System of a Down, steal this album. SOAD, steal this album, $36.99. Tyler Childers, live on Red Barn. I had to put some of these in here. It's been a while since I've actually put them in a bin because we have like 100 copies. We sell them all the time. This is Tyler Childers live at Red Barn Radio 1 and 2. This is $26.99. I've got Tyler's entire discography in stock. If you've been looking for him, we've got them. Mitchell's at $25 on Blondie, going twice, going 3 times. Queen is at $55, $55, $55. David Eberly wants Skid Row. That's so did David Eberly. Queen is at $60. James Bragg wants System of a Down. Queen is at $65 with Darren Meyer. Slipknot, the Subliminal Verses, 2LP, Violet Vinyl, $36.99. Slipknot. We have, I think, 2 of those. That's the last 2 we have of that one, and they're back ordered. I can't get any more of those right now. Doesn't mean we won't get more soon, but right now that's all we can get. Silverchair, Frog Stomp, $46.99. Last copy we have in the store. I still can get these, but I don't think for that price. 10,000. This has the frog etching on side 4, $46.99. Black Sabbath, self-titled debut album. This is the 50th anniversary remaster. This is amazing. $39.99. Black Sabbath, self-titled. We've got 2 of those. Really cool George Harrison album here. This is George Harrison live in Japan. 2LP, remastered for vinyl from the original analog tapes, $44.99. $44.99, George Harrison live in Japan. The first time I ever owned this, I had a true original press from whenever this came out, which I think was 2000 and I forgot whenever that came out. And it was quite pricey. When this came out, I got one of these too. They sound fantastic. I got 4 copies of that in stock right now. Let's see, Queen, $65, Queen, $70. Darren's out on Queen, so Carol Puckett has Queen for $70. Going twice, going 3 times. Cameron Nance wants a George Harrison. Jeffrey wants a Black Sabbath. Leslie wants a George Harrison. I have 2 more of those left. Yes, Eric Clapton also plays on that George Harrison. I got 2 more of those left. Metallica, Reload. This has Fuel, The Memory Remains, Fortune, Fame, The Memory Remains, and The Unforgiven 2, $39.99. That's an awesome song when they do it live. He does that little intro part, then the crowd sings, and then they kick in the song. Fantastic. Reload is $39.99. I've also got Load and Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets and the Black Album and Justice for All and Hardwired to Self-Destruct and the Garage Days and Garage Inc. and Metallica S&M, Metallica S&M 2. Did I miss anything? I don't have Lulu or whatever that odd one that I don't think has been repressed in years. Let's see here. Ken Crooker wants a Sabbath self-titled and a Slayer Haunting the Chapel. I've also got other Slayer albums in stock. I think I put some in the other bin that I'll show later. Edward Star Wars wants Reload. And I've got more of those if anybody else wants one. Let's go ahead and sell the Blondie. That is $25 to Mitchell Richardson. He gets the Blondie for $25. Final call on Queen. Carol Puckett has that for $70. Queen is at $70 with Carol Puckett. Our next Japanese auction is going to be... Let's do another John Denver. I've never seen this before because I think it's a Japanese-only release. This is John Denver live in London. I've never seen this before because I think it's a Japanese-only release. Live in London. Near mint and pristine. This has some cover wear. It's got a kind of a ding right here. And it's got some dings at the bottom. I'm going to put this up, though, because of that, for just a $20 start. Nice cover anywhere, everywhere else, and with the Obi. No insert. I don't know if it didn't come with one or if it's missing. And the vinyl's near mint pristine. John Denver live in London. $20 start. Tracy Miller wants Reload. Yes, we have Metallica Load as well. We have Load, Reload. If you're looking for a Metallica album, name it. And it's usually a fun challenge of me to make sure I have it in stock. Because they like their stuff being in stock too. You know why? Because they just bought an entire pressing plant just to press their own music because they sell so much of it. And that tells me Metallica is going to be around for a while, which they are. You should see ticket prices for this new tour. A floor seat's about $1,000 in Dallas. Metallica, I'd say, I don't know, what's the biggest rock group in the world right now? I would say Metallica. That could fill up a stadium, no trouble anywhere in the world. That's currently active, right, Tanner? Yeah, that's currently active. Yeah, I mean, Led Zeppelin could. Jimmy Page, Robert Plant could get together and be like, yeah, we're going on a world tour. It would be chaos in the streets. David Gilmour and Roger Waters could hug and kiss and say they're getting back together. That would be the biggest news of the world, in the world of music in the last 20 years probably. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, they get together and say they're going to do a 20-stop world tour. That would be huge. So, U2. So, U2 and Elton John, I said rock bands. I'm just joking. Okay, Kiss. Let's not leave Kiss out of the discussion. Kiss, yes. Okay, so Reload. Let's see. Reload. John Denver 20, John Denver 20, John Denver 20. Heather Perry wants a copy of Load. So does Tracy Miller. Anybody else, let me know. John Denver 25. Eli's got tickets. I plan on going to the Dallas show. And myself, I've got to. Do you have any more Skid Row? No, but I can get them. Let's see. Yeah, and Ozzy. If Ozzy would get together with, I don't think Bill Ward can play the drums anymore, but if Geezer and Tony, that would be huge. One last go around, which they've already done. Iron Maiden, sure thing, especially worldwide. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Let's go ahead and sell Queen to Carol Puckett. Queen to Carol Puckett. That's $70. $70. Queen, Carol Puckett. High bid on John Denver is with Andy Wade at $26.99. $26.99. Andy Wade. Okay. Tom Petty, Southern Accents, $38.99 for Tom Petty, Southern Accents. We've got two of those. Queen, Innuendo, that's usually a tough one to find for people's catalog. Those are $36.99. Those are 2 LP half-speed master. Queen, Innuendo, $36.99. Oh, sure. If Gene, Paul, Peter, Chris, if Gene, Paul, Peter, and Ace said they were getting together for one last tour, oh yeah. That would blow some people's minds. The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, $36.99. The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, $36.99. And Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I figured I'd slip this in here. So I listened to the 50th anniversary. Actually, the Dark Side of the Moon that's in the 50th anniversary is a different cut. It's a different mix. It's a new remaster. But since they're not selling that separately, and most of y'all are not going to drop $300 plus on a box set, if you do need a copy of Dark Side of the Moon to celebrate the anniversary release, we've got new copies for $38.99. $38.99. John Denver, Final Call to Andy Wade for $26. We've got Austin Cauldron wants a copy of Queen. Tanner, these are $36.99. The sticker has fell off this one, but they are $36.99. That's sold to Austin Cauldron. Trevin Price gets the other Queen album. Let's see here. And I think we're caught up. All right, so let's go ahead and sell Andy Wade, John Denver for $26. John Denver goes to Andy Wade for $26. And I'm going to run through this crate one more time, not before I put up the last John Denver we have. and we just sold a Queen, so let's do the other Queen we have. This is John Denver, Back Home Again, one of his studio albums. John Denver, Back Home Again. This is near mint and pristine. This is going to be a $20 start. John Denver, Back Home Again. $20 start. Gatefold, really nice pressing. There's the gatefold. Nice cover. Thank God I'm a Country Boy. Annie song's on here. Sweet Surrender is a good one. That's a $20 start. There's the Japanese insert. The vinyl is near mint and pristine on that original RCA Japanese label. That's a $20 start. $20 start on John Denver. Ah, the classic, Queen's Greatest Hits. This is a $55 start. This is a top copy, Queen's Greatest Hits, the best of my memory. Let me look at it one more time. Make sure this is the one. Yes. Very nice original inner sleeve. Tells little blurbs about all their albums. There is the booklet with all the lyrics, English and Japanese, of course. Very nice cover. It's got a Technics. It's got a Technics sticker down here on the bottom. Nice corners, Obi, $55 start on that. Look at that track list. They knew how to write some music. Yeah, if this man right here was still alive, Queen is still touring. They just announced they're coming to Nashville with Adam Lambert. If Mr. Freddie hadn't have passed away on us, if they were still touring, they would definitely still be selling out stadiums. There is no telling. Could you imagine Freddie Mercury coming out on stage? I can't imagine it because he was long dead before I was even born, but that just kind of gives me goosebumps thinking about that. Wow. John Denver, 2020-22, Queen 55, Queen 55. Here's what's left in this crate. We have the Yes album, one of my favorites, $28.99. I've Seen All Good People. Have you ever read the lyrics to that? Especially Your Move. That is amazing. Starship Trooper, Yours Is No Disgrace, Perpetual Change. That is $28.99, the Yes album. Los Angeles by X, that is $38.99. Los Angeles X. The Who, Who's Next? The Who, Who's Next is $38.99. That's a music on vinyl. Man, talk about an album. Baba O'Reilly, Bargain. It's one of my favorite Who's. Going Mobile, Behind Blue Eyes, Won't Get Fooled Again, Getting in Tune. This song is over. Hope you have a nice copy of that. If not, there's your fix, $38.99. Twisted Sister Live, $37.99. The Battle at Garden's Gate, that's the white vinyl, Greta Van Fleet, $44.99. Tears for Fears, Rule the World, that's the greatest hits of Tears for Fears, $36.99. Roy Gallagher in Taste self-titled, $38.99. The Scorpions, Animal Magnetism, $33.99. Tyler Childers, Live at Red Barn, $26.99. Slipknot, $36.99. Frog Stomp by Silverchair, $46.99. Tom Petty, Southern Accents, $38.99. I think Gloria wanted a Rolling Stones and I hadn't pulled it yet. Right, Gloria? Gloria wants a copy of the Rolling Stones, $36.99. Yes, Gloria wants a copy of the Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed. You can't always get what you want. Gimme Shelter, classic Stones album. That is $36.99. Okay, before that, we have Queen at 60, John Denver at 22, Queen at 60, Queen at 65. Darren Wortman wants the Who. That's sold to Darren. Great decision. We have Greg Preston on Tears for Fears and Tanner. This actually needs a price adjustment. This is $36.99, not $46.99. $36.99 to Greg Preston. Floyd Furman wants the Red Barn, Tyler Childers. That's sold to Floyd. We have Eddie Bruce at 70 on Queen. Roy Gallagher, Taste, is going to go to Colin Butler. Colin Butler gets Taste. Jim Nelson is at 72 on Queen. David's at 24 on John Denver. And the last record is one of the greatest albums of all time. I listened to it 3 times last night. Yes, 3 times, including the live at Wembley. $38.99. I listened to that new remaster twice, and then I listened to the one that was in my box set again, and I listened to it already individually. Actually, that was early this morning. Ed walked in to start the morning shift about 8 o'clock this morning, and I was blasting Dark Side of the Moon, and then we listened to the Randy Rhoads tribute album for Martin Pryor, the one he bought at auction to test play it. And Martin, if you're watching, that is the best sounding Randy Rhoads tribute I've ever heard. Amazing. Joe Sloop gets Roy Gallagher Taste. That's sold to Joe Sloop. Eddie's at 80 on Queen. And that's the high bid. $80 on Queen. Final call on John Denver at 24. Andy Wade wants a copy of Pink Floyd. Now, this isn't the new 50th anniversary. They're not releasing that by itself. It's only in the box set. And we do have Queen live at, or excuse me, we do have Pink Floyd live at Wembley. We have more of those coming in next week. If anybody wants one, they're $39.99. $39.99. Ryan does not own any Pink Floyd in his collection. Man, I'd like to see a picture. I'd like to see your Discogs to see what you actually own. At this point, I don't think you do have a record collection. All right, let's go through a bin of half-off vintage records. Half-off vintage records. I'm about to, well, they're still bidding on Queen, but I do have a slot to put up. I do have a slot to put up a new Japanese auction. We're about to do some vintage records half-off. Is the Queen Innuendo remixed with Adam Lambert? I don't think so. No, Innuendo should be Freddie Mercury. Has Queen released an album with Adam Lambert on vocals? I don't think they've actually done that, have they? But I'm sold out of them anyway. So, ooh, there went a good neck adjustment. I needed that. Did my cherry limeade come in? Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I have a couple hundred. That's true. I've sold you at least a couple hundred. David Johnson gets the John Denver. David Johnson gets the John Denver for $24. Eddie's out on Queen, so let's do a final call on that. Queen is at $81. Jim Nelson, final call. Oasis, What's the Story, and Von Brothers waiting list. Yeah, I don't think I have any more Oasis, but I don't. At this point, we've had so much new vinyl come in lately. I don't know. I'll have to do some flipping. There's no telling around here. Okay, half-off vintage. When I end Queen, I'm going to put up two new ones. Atlanta Rhythm Section, Underdog, $5. I will be telling you the half-off price. This is half off. They're half off right now. No offers. The Ohio Express Mercy, $10. Come on, brain, work. Lou Christie, Lightning Strikes. This is a sealed copy, $12.50. Joe Sloop is first on Atlanta Rhythm Section. Trevin was second. Jim Nelson third. Doc Watson, Doc and the Boys. Doc Watson is $10. Neil Diamond Moods, that's in shrink wrap, $5 on Neil Diamond Moods. Neil Diamond Stones. Neil Diamond Stones is $5. Neil Diamond Touching You, Touching Me. Neil Diamond is $5. Gloria Gaynor, Love Tracks. That has I Will Survive on it. Gloria Gaynor, $5. Dirty Looks. Dirty Looks is in shrink wrap, $10. The Buzz. What does this say? The Buzz, Get Up. The Buzz, Get Up, $5. Do you mind if you hadn't already texting Ohio? Yeah, just text him because at this point, I was just looking here. Hold on a second. I think I can go to Clarksville instead. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah. I'll just try to do that. Man, it's hard coordinating these long, especially if you try to buy a plane ticket for tomorrow morning. It's this week has been, man. For those that travel a lot, like for business, which like 2 or 3 times a day or a week on a plane, I don't know. That's just a headache. Tony Caldwell, Doc Watson. Tony Caldwell gets that at half off, which was $10, what he commented. Walter Savage on LC. LC was Lou Christie. That's sold to Walter Savage. Doc Smith on the Gloria Gaynor. Neil Diamond Bundle. Give me 1 second on that. Roger Ramjet wants GG. That was Gloria Gaynor. That's already sold. Mike wants Neil Diamond. Which Dirty Looks? Which Dirty Looks was that? This is Dirty Looks, I believe, self-titled. Dirty Looks self-titled is $10. Dirty Looks self-titled, $10. Coletco Private Jet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Tom Ulanowski on Ohio. That's the Ohio Express. So did Tom Ulanowski. Let's go ahead and end the Queen. I hadn't forgot about your Neil Diamond bundle yet, Heather, but let me go ahead and end Queen. And that is sold to Jim Nielsen. Jim Nielsen for $81. And let me go ahead and put up 2 new Japanese pressings. If anything, I can do some chartered flights or something, you know, so I can like get back here to have sales in time. Let's do these 2 back here. These are 2 kind of popular albums. You may have seen these before. This is The Police Synchronicity, Japanese press. This is going to be a $45 start. The Police, $45 start. Of course, it's not purple vinyl because they didn't do that in Japan on the Japanese releases. $45 start, really nice copy. There's the lyric insert, not a spot on it. Super nice cover, Obi, Synchronicity. Man, I love the song King of Pain. It's such a great song. Every Breath You Take. That was kind of popular. I don't know if y'all know that or not. And this was kind of popular too. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, 71-75. Probably one of the greatest compilations of hits ever released next to Queen and Tom Petty's. This is like unbelievable. $45 start on this. The Eagles' Greatest Hits. This is a near mint, pristine copy. One of These Nights, Tequila Sunrise, Take It to the Limit, Peaceful Easy Feeling, Best of My Love, Take It Easy, Witchy Woman, Lion Eyes, Already Gone, and Desperado. And this is sold, or excuse me, this is now up for bid. Embossed cover, Obi, really nice copy, $45 start on that. Okay, let's see here. Ohio, we got that for Tom. Heather says she'll take all 3. I was about to say somebody else claimed them. So I just saw that, which means I'd have to offer them to him as well. So Heather gets those for $5, $5, and $5, which was half off. Those are sold to Heather Perry. Mike, you were second on those. Let's see. Police 45, Police 45, Eagles 45, Police 50, Eagles 45, Police 48, Police 46, Eagles 50 was the bzz, $5. Yes, the BZZ, the B sound is $5. Police 52, Police 55, 55, 60. The Dirty Looks is still available too. The Dirty Looks was $10. Arthur says he'll take the Bzzz album. Okay, Brian Auger's Oblivion Express. Brian Auger is $10, recorded live at the Whiskey Hollywood. That's $10. Dexter Gordon, Great Encounters. Dexter Gordon is $5. We have the Youngbloods, Elephant Mountain. The Youngbloods is $10, Elephant Mountain. Harry Nilsson, A Little Touch of Schmilson in the Night. Harry Nilsson is $10. Procol Harum Live, $10 for Procol Harum Live. And Quarter Flash is $7.50. Quarter Flash, $7.50. The Mindbenders, A Groovy Kind of Love, in shrink wrap with some price tags. Fontana label, that's a good song. $10 on the Mindbenders. Whiskey by the Charlie Daniels Band. Don't see that one as often. $12.50. There's Mr. Daniels. Very clean copy for $12.50. And we've got You Must Remember These, Volume 1. This is some early jukebox 50s hits. $6.50. $6.50. Okay, let's go through these bids right quick and try to figure this out. The Eagles and the Police are up for bid. I do see a $50 bid on the Eagles. Jim Nielsen. The Police got up to 65, now 70. We already have a $50 bid on the Eagles. So 50 on the Eagles and 70 on the Police. Michael Nath wants Dexter Gordon. Michael Nath wants Dexter Gordon. Joe Sloop on Harry Nilsson. Michelle Phillips first on Charlie Daniels. Roger Ramjet was second. Mike Vandergents wants the Volume 1 comp. Chris is out on the Police. Is Lime and the Coconut. Boy, I forget about that song. I think somebody's already claimed that, haven't they? Did somebody already get the Harry Nilsson? Did I pull that? Somebody already got that, didn't they? Yeah, Joe Sleep's already got that. I forget he does that song. I don't know what album that's on. Michael Nath, you were second on the Remember These. Phillips at 51 on the Eagles. John Duran, you were third on the Remember the Hits. All right. And Brent's out on both. Back to the half-off bin. Donnie Iris, King Cool. Donnie Iris is at $10. Antithesis, Gypsy, $15. Antithesis, Gypsy, $15. On Joy and Sorrow, Glass Prism, in shrink wrap, $15. Time and Charges, the Buckinghams. Time and Charges, $6.50. The Young Bloods, $10. Rock Festival. That's what's going on. It's a bunch of rocks on the cover. Ames English, that's John Fred and his Playboy band. Hype sticker contains the hit Judy in Disguise. That's $10 after the half off. And Humble Pie Eat It. Humble Pie Eat It is $15. Okay, so the Eagles is at $55 of Jim Nelson. Going twice, going 3 times. Never mind. Phillips back in on the Eagles at $58. The Police is at $70 with James Bragg. That's going twice, going 3 times to James Bragg for $70. Tom Ulanowski wants John Fred and his Playboy band. Great Group Oldies, $7.50. Great Group Oldies, the Dales, the Eldorados, the Moonglows, the Chanels, the Flamingos. Robbie Dupree is $5. Nazareth, Malice in Wonderland. Malice in Wonderland is $10. Nazareth, What a Wonderful Day for a Daydream. The Lovin' Spoonful, $7.50. The Lemon Poppers, Jungle Marmalade and Shrink Wrap, $10. Timothy by the Buoys, that is $10. 1910 Fruit Gum Company, Indian Giver, $10. Country Joe and the Fish, I Feel Like I'm Fixing to Die. Uh-oh, this one has the game with it. Half off at $15. Boy, that's like a common question. I should keep this because this is, I think, the first one I've actually seen the game with it. Wow. It's actually in here. I don't know if this actually... Well, that's frameable. Now, Chad, can I get it folded? It's like a map. $15. It has the original Vanguard inner sleeve. Nice vinyl, too. Okay, let me get back up to the top here. Phillips out on the Eagles. Before that, Jimmy wants the Dirty Looks. That's so to Jimmy Hodgkins. David Crawford on Quarter Flash. That's so to David Crawford. Mark Shelton on LUI. That was Lovin'. That was, I'm assuming, Lovin' Spoonful. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark Shelton. Jim Nielsen first to Dupree. That was Robbie Dupree. Jim Nielsen. Wayne Titsworth first to the Buoys. Mike Vandergents on the Oldies comp. Wayne Titsworth first to Country Joe and the Fish. What did I do with that? I put it back in here. Wayne was first to that. Tom was second to the Buoys. Mike Langford was second on Country Joe. Colin was third. And Greg Rogers was fourth. We can end these auctions. James Bragg gets the Police Synchronicity for $7. Don't drop that one. The last one he bought, we dropped and broke it. So $70. The Police Synchronicity. And the Eagles is sold to Jim Nielsen for $60. Flood, Flood, F-L-U-D-D, $7.50. And the Miracles, The Power of Music. That's a sealed copy for $10. We need 2 new Japanese auctions. Let's make it 2 Japanese singles. We have Journey, Who's Crying Now? And Paul McCartney, Band on the Run. Name a better song. You can't. Journey, Who's Crying Now? That's the A-side, Mother, Fathers to Be, pristine Japanese 7-inch single. That's a $20 start. And Band on the Run. The B-side is 1985. Japanese 7-inch single. Original Apple sleeve. Has the lyric insert. Well, the rain exploded with a mighty crash as we fell into the sun. Paul and Linda there with Wings. That's a $20 start. Grant's in on Journey at $20. Rich, The Miracles is $10 after the half off. This looks like the Turtles. I think it is. $10. This is the Turtles. Turtle Soup. The Turtles is $10. The Turtles Turtle Soup. Spanking Our Gang is $10. Joe Simon Joe Simon, $7.50. Echoes of the Ozarks Volume 2 and Echoes of the Ozarks Volume 1. Those are $6.50 each. C-Train. C-Train is $10. This is David Bromberg Band, How Late You Playin', or something like that. $10. Phoebe Snow, Never Letting Go. Phoebe Snow, $5. Dave Clark 5 Return, $5 for Dave Clark 5. Sweet Dream Soundtrack, $12.50. And Pete Townsend, Rough Mix, $10 on Pete Townsend. Wayne Titsworth wants the Turtles. That's sold to Wayne Titsworth. Final call on Journey for $20, and final call if anybody wants Paul for a $20 start. Central Avenue Breakdown. This is $7.50. Teddy Edwards, Barney Kessel, Slim Galliard, Benny Bailey. That is $7.50. Mike Langford first on the Dave Clark 5. Michael Nath first on Central Avenue. Dean Martin, Gentle on My Mind. Dean Martin is $5. Fleetwood Mac, Little Lies. Christine McVie, half off single. That's a 12-inch single. That is $10. Tony, you were second on Central Avenue. Arlo Guthrie is a VG Plus $7.50. Argent in Deep. Argent is $12.50. Wayne Shorter, Joyrider. Wayne Shorter, $10 on Wayne. Steppenwolf for ladies only, $10. Steppenwolf at your birthday party, $10. White Water Out of the Darkness. White Water Out of the Darkness, $10. Rare Earth in concert with the cool backpack cover. That is $12.50. Willie Nelson, Me and Paul. Me and Paul's in Shrink Wrap, $7.50. And John Handy, Hard Work, $7.50. Jim Nelson was first to Fleetwood Mac, 12-inch single of Little Lies. 12-inch singles always sound so good. They play at 45 RPM. There's more fidelity where the grooves are all spread out. Those always sound good. That's sold to Jim Nelson. Craig was second. Doc Smith was first to the Wayne Shorter. Mark Barbosa first to Rare Earth. Michael Nath first to John Handy. Tony Caldwell is first on Steppenwolf at your birthday party. We're going to go ahead and end these auctions. Journey is sold to Grant Peltzer for $20. And I can't believe it. If anybody wants Paul McCartney, $20 buy it now. Paul McCartney and Wings, Band on the Run. Maybe I just like him more than anybody else watching right now, Tanner. Possibly. Stacy says she'll take it. I knew Stacy would come through. That's killer. I like that. I don't know if I have that one or not. That's sold to Stacy. Roger Ramjet, first on David Bromberg. Tanner, I'll lay this over here on top of Journey so I can lay David Bromberg over here for Roger Ramjet. 20. And Philip is first to Willie. Me and Paul. Okay, a few more left in here in the half-off bin. We have Flamin' Harry. The Flames Rude Shoes. What do we have here? Price is $5. Heavy Heat Records, Flamin' Harry, Rude Shoes, $5 on that. Dancers soundtrack, Dancers is $10. Brom T or Brom Chikowski, $7.50. And Baby Come Back, The Equals. That's not Player, that's The Equals, $10. Alice Lowry on Dean Martin. That was Alice Lowry, Dean Martin. Mitchell Richardson, we've already sold Paul McCartney. Can I see the back of Argent and Price? There's the back of Argent, and the price is $12.50. Argent in Deep, Orange Epic Label Gatefold, about a VG Plus cover. I'm going to run through those very quickly one more time and tell you the half-off prices. Let me get two new auctions started. I got two more Japanese singles. Actually, I've got one more. We've already showed Eric Clapton twice. I'm not going to reduce them again, but I'll show them in case somebody missed it the other night. I've got a killer Beatles here. These aren't cheap, but we've never had any problems selling them. CCR, I think I've had one of these recently. This is a 7-inch that plays at 33 1/3. This has got this is a CCR 7-inch. This is technically called an EP. Have you ever seen The Rain, Traveling Band, Cotton Fields, and Down on the Corner? This is a Japanese 7-inch 4-track EP. $20 start on CCR. $20 start on CCR. Now, the Beatles. By the way, there's a couple different versions of these. This is the Apple red vinyl. And these are beautiful. These are beautiful. Look at this. Near mint and pristine, the Beatles 62 to 66. There's one LP. There's the other. There's the original inner sleeves. There's the insert. This didn't, I don't think the colored vinyl came with the books and the posters. It just had that insert. At least I've never seen them with all that. Top copy, no staining, no foxing. This is a $95 start. $95 start on the Beatles 62 to 66. That's the red vinyl Apple Japanese press. Go ahead and sell Carol Puckett, the Argent, for $10. Sell that to Carol Puckett for $10. What's the Dancers? The Dancers, this is a soundtrack. Original motion, Mikhail Barshinkov. And that's score music from the film, and that is $10. CCR. CCR 20, CCR 2021. Beatles 100, Beatles 100, and Rich Group wants Pete Townsend Rough Mix. That's sold to Rich Group. And Michael Nath wants Echoes of the Ozark Volume 1. He's already got Volume 2. I remember selling it to him. That's sold to Michael Nath. All right, so here's what's left in this bin. Brian Augers, Oblivion Express, $10. The Youngbloods, Elephant Mountain, $10. Procol Harum Live, $10. Mindbenders, $10. Donnie Iris, King Cool, $10. This is the Antithesis Gypsy, $15. Glass Prism, $15. The Buckinghams, $6.50. The Youngbloods, $10. Humble Pie, $15. Nazareth, $10. The Lemon Pipers, $10. 1910 Fruit Gum, $10. Derek Clark wants Flood, and he wants the Flaming Harry, which is right here. Those are sold to Derek Clark. James Bragg on PH, which was Procol Harum Live. Mitchell's at 22. Update on our auctions. Jim Nielsen's at 20. Jim Nielsen's at 24 on the CCR. Two people bid 100 on the Beatles. Jim Nielsen was first at 100. Jason Dobb, you were second. Wayne Titsworth on 1910 Fruit Gum Company. Jeff Malwitz first on Humble Pie. CCR's at 25. Jason's at 110 on the Beatles. The Miracles, Power of Music. That's a sealed copy, $10. Spanking Our Gang is $10. Joe Simon is $7.50. Echoes of the Ozark, Volume 2, $6.50. C-Train, $10. Phoebe Snow is $5. Boy, I forgot. I got a crate of new arrivals from Murfreesboro to show next. Sweet Dreams is $12.50. Arlo Guthrie is a VG Plus $7.50. Steppenwolf is $10. White Water Out of the Darkness is $10. Bram Tchaikovsky, $7.50. Good luck saying that. And The Equals is $10. CCR 25, now 27. Jim Nelson's back in on the Beatles at $115. Colin Butler wants the Ozark. That's sold to Colin Butler. Anybody else? I'm going to go ahead and set these off because we've got, I forgot, a whole crate of new arrivals, especially a lot of stuff from that Murfreesboro. Or have I already went through both of them? No, it's still behind the counter. Let me go grab that. Beatles 125, CCR 27. I've got a crate of new vinyl like I did earlier. Hey, is some of that mine, Tanner? Tanner's over here just chowing down on pasta. I'm over here starving. No respect, right, Crockett? No respect. Rodney Dangerfield. Whitewater and Gypsy for John Miller. Has the Soundgarden release been mentioned tonight? No, it hasn't. Let me go ahead and show everybody in our group and invite everybody to our group. Here's our private group. It's called Whole Lotta Records. That's Coletco's group. That is our group. I'm the admin. I created it. We've got everybody else who works here as admins as well. You can post whatever you want. I'm probably behind. Yep, I got 70 pending posts. 10 since I last clicked on it. Sorry I'm behind. I'll get to them eventually. Some of them I'll approve. Most of them I'll approve. But there was an announcement that we're getting Soundgarden Down on the upside back in stock. Soundgarden, down on the upside. I got a notification I was getting 20 copies. I went ahead and ordered 20 more. I don't know how many comments that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say that's another 9, 18, 3, 27. We've already got about 30 comments. So if I get my other shipment, which I think I'm probably getting most of it, I should have enough. But just so everybody knows, I've also got pre-orders up for the Cult self-titled album with the goat on the front. That's coming out next month. I've got pre-orders up for the Cult on black vinyl, Love, Overkill. There's the NSYNC, Typo Negative, Unofficial, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Audio Slave, reissue of White Stripes, Tears for Fears, Linkin Park, Roger Waters. Those are all pre-orders that are coming back in stock. Just so you know, please join our group. Get in on those pre-orders and pre-commitments. They're really a good thing. John wants Whitewater, and what was that other comment? Whitewater and Gypsy. Whitewater and Gypsy. These are sold to John Miller. Okay, there's the link to our group. Thank you. I've lost the bids. I know Jason Dobb was at 125 on the Beatles. That's going twice, going 3 times to Jason Dobb. Can we check on CCR or whoever was the high bidder bid again? And I've got new arrivals and putbacks. There's some putbacks mixed in here too from that Murfreesboro collection. Jim Nelson has CCR 27, going twice, going 3 times. The Red Garland Quintet with John Coltrane, Dig It, $19.99. These are new arrivals from the Murfreesboro collection. Stan meets Chet, Stan Getz and Chet Baker, $19.99. Stan Getz, Focus, $14.99. The Other Side of Round Midnight, featuring Dexter Gordon, $14.99. One Flight Up, Dexter Gordon, that is $39.99. Donald Byrd, Kenny Drew. We listened to this one, Martha and the Vandellas Dance Party. This is a Speaker's Corner, German audiophile pressing, $64.99. Dancing in the Streets, Nowhere to Run. That's fantastic sounding, $64.99. Dexter Gordon, Dexter Gordon, Blows Hot, featuring Carl Perkins, $19.99. And Herbie Hancock, Taken Off with Freddie Hubbard. That is $24.99. Herbie Hancock, HH. All right, Mia Willis was first to Red Garland. That's sold to Mia Willis. Jim's out on the Beatles. Jeff McMaster on JC. That was the John Coltrane. That's already sold. Mia Willis on the DG, which was Dexter Gordon. That was this one, I'm assuming, Mia. Let me know if that's right. Dexter Gordon. This one here. Looks like Doc was second to that one with John Coltrane. Mark, you were next, and Mia was first on. Wow, Mia got all 3 of those. I think whatever everybody wanted, they're all gone. Yes, she wanted Flight. There is still this Dexter Gordon is still available. The Getz and the Baker is sold to William Simmons. And that leaves Focus, Stan Getz, Dexter Gordon, The Other Side of Round Midnight, Martha and the Vandellas, that was $64.99, and Dexter Gordon, Blows Hot with Carl Perkins. Those are still available. Earth, Wind and Fire, Spirit, Earth, Wind and Fire is $14.99. MFSB, Freddy's Dead, Backstabbers, that is $19.99. Last Night, The Marquise, that is $19.99. This was a record store day of whom? I forgot this one. This was Herbie Hancock Trio. Herbie Hancock, $19.99. Michael Nath wants the Dexter Gordon Blows Hot. That's sold to Michael Nath. Let's go ahead and end these auctions. Jim Nelson, right on CCR. Jim Nelson got CCR for $27. And the Beatles, 62 to 66 on red vinyl, is also sold to Jason. No, that was sold to Jason Dobb for $125. Jason Dobb on that. Those are sold. Michael Nath, sorry, my comments. I had to reset when I went to the group. Michael Nath on the Marquise. That's sold to Michael Nath. Herbie Hancock and another Herbie Hancock, Monster. That is a vintage copy in shrink wrap, $19.99. Back-to-back Herbie Hancocks. We've got the 11th House featuring Larry Coryell. That is $9.99. No Pointer. No Pointer is $9.99. Passport. Iguaku. I've got to be close. Passport is $9. And yes, I think I'm about to hit a batch of Passport records. There's a bunch of them. Passport Iguacu, Passport Man in the Mirror, Passport Blue Tattoo, Passport Garden of Eden. And this is Sun Ra. Space is the place. Sun Ra is $44.99. Sun Ra is $44.99. Sun Ra. I need to grab a drink of water right quick. Excuse me for 10 seconds. Okay, we have Doc Smith said pointer. Noel, that's sold to Doc Smith. Next comment was Sun Ra with John Young. Mark Cunningham, you were second. Walt Cruz gets the Iguacu. John says he's going to give it to Mark Cunningham. So Mark gets the Sun Ra. And let's give the Iguacu. I think there's no way I'm saying that correctly, but I'm close hopefully. That is sold to, it's Iguazu. Or Iguazu. I was about to say, there's no way I'm saying that right. That goes to Walt Cruz. There's the rest of the passports. El Rey Bravo, Tito Puentin. I don't know if that's maybe. Includes the original version of Oyo Como Va, $14.99. Sonny Rollins, The Bridge. Sonny Rollins, $19.99. The Crusaders with B.B. King and the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, $14.99. Larry Carlton, Friends. Larry Carlton, $9.99. Larry Coryell and the 11th House at Montreux, $14.99. Larry Coryell, 11th House, Seven Secrets, $19.99. And we have, I think this was also, Larry Coryell. That is $16.99. Mia Willis first on Sonny Rollins. That's sold to Mia Willis. Yvette wants the Tito. That's sold to Yvette. Doc Smith wants the Royal Jam. That's sold to Doc Smith. Greg Baldwin wants Carlton. Carlton was Larry Carlton, sold to Greg Baldwin. Let me put up 2 new Japanese auctions. The auction block is empty. Never a good thing. We have the Ventures Best 20, and we have another Queen's Greatest Hits. Last one of the night and the only other one we have. So if you missed out on the last one, here's another one. We have the Ventures Best 20. The Ventures Best 20, $20 start. Near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. There's the cover with the obi. The Ventures Best 20, just a $20 start on that. If you missed out on the last Queen's Greatest Hits, Eddie Bruce or anybody else who was bidding, here's your chance for a redemption. This is almost an identical copy. Near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. There's the original insert. Has the book just like the other one as well. There's the lyric book. And there is the cover with obi, $65 start. Last one brought 80 something. I started that one at $55. This one's $65 start. The Ventures is a $20 start. Colin Butler wants the first Coryell. That's sold to Colin Butler. Did you offer a passport bundle? I will. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 left. 1, 2, 3. Or is there more? There's 3. I'll sell you those 3 for $24 instead of $30. I'll sell you those 3 for $24, Floyd, instead of $30. Okay, I think there's about to be a bunch of Jean-Luc, okay? Jean-Luc Ponty. There's a bunch of them, so comment the title you want. This is with Stéphane Grappelli. I guess that's the self-titled. Another one, Giants, Mystical Adventures, Cosmic Messenger, Open Mind, Fables, A Taste for Passion, and we have Flora Purim, Butterfly Dreams, $14.99. All the Jean-Lucs are $9.99. Preservation Hall Jazz Band, New Orleans, $9.99. It's a gold stamp promo, or it's a gold stamp on the back that says, for concert sale only. For concert sale only. $9.99. I've never seen a gold stamp with that. Betty Levette, Tell Me a Lie, $9.99. Commodores, All the Great Hits. The Commodores, All Great Hits, $14.99. And Machine Gun, also by the Commodores, $19.99. Alice Lowry wants the Jean-Paul Mystical Adventure. That's sold to Alice. Jeff McIntosh wants the Preservation Hall Band. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. Doc Smith 2nd, Brian Hummel 3rd, Sherry Darnell 4th, James Rayner 5th, and the Flora price, Colin Flora, was $14.99. Tyrone Davis, can I change my mind? Tyrone Davis is $24.99. George Michael, Faith, $39.99. Near mint copy with insert, original. Of course, I don't think that's been repressed before. Chris Farrar wants the first Ponte with Grappelli. That's sold to Chris Ferrara. Doc Smith first on Tyrone Davis. No bids yet on our auction. Queen's a $65 start. The Ventures is a $20 start. Mark Cunningham is first to Faith. James Bragg was 2nd. Chris Ferrara 3rd. The OJs, Ship Ahoy. The OJs $14.99. Miley Cyrus is $19.99. Younger now, Miley Cyrus $19.99. Both of our Japanese auctions are near mint and pristine. These are Japanese pressings, near mint and pristine. Doc Smith says, please put back Tyrone Davis. He already has that. Colin Butler first to the OJs. We've got the Big Audio Dynamite. This is Big Audio Dynamite, $24.99. The band, The Last Waltz, that's an original press, $49.99. The band Last Waltz. Ohio Players Gold. The Ohio Players Gold, $14.99. 360 Degrees of Billy Paul. This is $34.99. 180 gram remaster, $34.99. Tyrone Davis is still available if anybody wants it. Can I change my mind? That is $24.99. Colin Butler first on BAD, Big Audio Dynamite. Steve Merkel's at 20 on the Ventures, going twice, going 3 times. Jeff McMaster first on the Ohio Players. Philip Regaldo first on the band. That's sold to Philip. Jeffrey Osborne, Stay With Me Tonight, $9.99. Janet is $34.99. Janet Jackson, that's on clear vinyl. I think there's been some people looking for this album. This is currently out of print, I'm pretty sure. $34.99 for Janet. KC and the Sunshine Band. Near mint copy, $19.99. $19.99. KC and the Sunshine Band, $19.99. Aaron Gardner on JJ. That was Janet Jackson right here. Yeah, Aaron Gardner. Hold on. Feed is moving very fast. Aaron on Janet. Sherry Darnell 2nd. Someone changed their mind on Can I Change My Mind album. Yvette, you were 3rd to Janet. Fred Carnell's at 23 on the Ventures. Chris was 4th, 5th on Janet. James was 6th. Michael Nath first to KC. That's a good one. That's sold to Michael Nath. Stephen Chesney 3rd, Walt Cruz, or Stephen 2nd, Walt Cruz 3rd. Little Willie John, the complete R&B hit singles, $19.99. And Shaka Khan, Destiny. Shaka Khan, Destiny. Shrink Wrap and Hype, $14.99. Steve Merkel, just so you know, you're out on the Ventures. Fred Carnell has that for $23. Going twice, going 3 times. I can't believe it, but if anybody wants Queen, it's a $65 buy now. I'm pretty sure the other people that were bidding on this earlier have already got off. Usually I show it right after we sell another one to see if a backup bidder wants one, but that's a $65 buy now. Queen's Greatest Hits. We just sold one for like $81 or $87, I'm pretty sure. Doc Smith was first to Shaka Khan. Doc Smith was first to Shaka Khan. Mark was 2nd. Fred Carnell wants the Queen. Fred gets the Queen for $65. Steve Merkel's back in on the Ventures at $25. Let me run through these titles one more time. I'm assuming Floyd is passing on the Passport. If he is, then these are all 3 available for $24, or you can get them for $9.99 each unless Floyd wants those, and I didn't see his comment. Steve's back in on the Ventures at $25. We've got Focus, Stan Getz, $14.99. The Other Side of Round Midnight, Dexter Gordon, $14.99. Martha and the Vandellas, Dance Party, $64.99. Earth, Wind and Fire, Spirit, $14.99. MFSP, $19.99. Herbie Hancock, $19.99. Herbie Hancock Monster, $19.99. The 11th House, which is Larry Coryell, that's $9.99. Another one, 7 Secrets, $19.99. Larry Coryell, $16.99. If anybody's interested in bundles on these that we have 2 and 3, 4 of the same artist, I will give you a discount. Floyd says I'll take. Not a problem. Floyd gets those for $8 a piece. We have the Jean-Luc Ponty's. We have Giants, Cosmic Messenger, Open Mind, Fables, A Taste for Passion, 10 for Flora. Sell that to Colin for $10. Fred's out on the Ventures. Steve, 25. I'm about to sell that for 25. Betty Levette is $9.99. The Commodores, all the great hits. Brick House, Lady, 3 times a Lady. That is $14.99. Jeff McMaster wants Cosmic Messenger. Jean-Luc Ponty, that's sold to Jeff McMaster. Machine Gun by the Commodores, $19.99. Miley Cyrus was $19.99, Younger Now. 360 Degrees of Billy Paul featuring me and Mrs. Jones, $34.99. Tyrone Davis, $24.99. Jeffrey Osborne, $9.99. And Little Willie John, and that's on yellow vinyl. Some of these are on colored vinyl, and I didn't show them. But Little Willie John is $19.99. Okay, first of the Commodores was David Crawford. I figured reading a couple tracks on that would get it sold. David Crawford got that one. Andy Wade was next. John, you were third. Aaron Gardner wants the Earth, Wind, and Fire. Little Willie John is 12. Charlie DeFrank. I can't do that. I think I'm going to stay at $19.99 on that one. Yellow vinyl. I'll discount a little, but that right now is $19.99. Who offered that? That was Charlie DeFrank. Brian Hummel says Betty Levette. Best price on that, Brian, would be $8 if you want it. Colin says Machine Gun 10. That would be $15 if you want that one. Floyd offered $14. I feel like I'm going to get together with somebody on that. Dex Gordon for $10. Doc Smith. I don't think there is a Dexter Gordon left, is there? Let's see. Let me see what I've got left in here. There's all the Jean-Luc. Dexter Gordon. Oh, this Dexter Gordon. Let's see. Dexter Gordon for $10. Go ahead and sell that to Doc Smith for $10. Tell Me a Lie for $5. And Little Willie John for $15. We're already, let's see. Let me figure out what that was. I think we just sold Tell Me a Lie. Yeah, Brian was in before you on that one. Doc, you do get Dexter Gordon for $10. Brian's going to get the Betty Levette for $8. He was first on that one. He offered $5, then $8. So that's sold to him. Best price on Willie, $19.99, because Michael Neff said he would take it. I thought that was pretty fair on this one, especially for something that's out of print on colored vinyl. Charlie, if you want it, it's yours. If not, it is sold to Michael Neff. And then the only other thing was Machine Gun. This is Colin. Let me know if you want this for $15. If not, Floyd offered $14. I'm sure Floyd would take it for $15. Charlie DeFrank does get the Little Willie John. So this is going to be sold to somebody, Colin or Floyd, most likely. And then the only other thing was Jeffrey Osborne, $5 for Jet It. Jeffrey Osborne, I'll sell that for $8, Jet It. $8 on that. Floyd, let me know if you're good with $15 on Machine Gun. I mean, you offered $14. What's $1 between us and Coletco, right? That's $8 for Jet It if he wants it. Tyrone Davis, Billy Paul. I don't think anybody else made another offer on anything in here. Any Pink Floyd tonight? I don't have any original anything Pink Floyd. If you're looking for new pressings, I've got a bunch of them. Let me know which one you're looking for. Larry Coryell's, Herbie Hancock. So I'll take 30 for the 2 Herbie Hancocks. If anybody wants the rest of the Jean-Lucs, what do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do 28 for those. Jedit said sold, $8 on that. Go ahead and sell Doc Smith the Billy Paul for $25. Jedit got Jeffrey Osborne for $8. Doc Smith, sell him Billy Paul for $25. Yeah. So that is sold to Charlie DeFrank as sticker. Yeah. And then the Ventures is sold to Steve Merkel for $25. That's sold to Steve Merkel for $25. Yeah, I have lots of Pink Floyd. We don't have many OGs laying around. Probably Uma Guma. That one's always left over. For some reason, we get a bunch of copies of that. But no Dark Side of the Moons in mint condition. No copies of Animals. No, nothing like that. Okay, I've got another crate of like new vinyl that probably is going to be like new arrivals for y'all because you hadn't seen them in a while. I meant to go through this one a lot earlier. This has some really good stuff in here. Let me make sure this is the right bin. This is not the right bin. Oh, I just crashed it into our cart. That's new arrivals that y'all have already seen. These are new arrivals because you hadn't seen them in probably a while, but the last crate we sold almost everything. So I hand selected these. I know how many we have in stock, and we had a couple waiting lists from the last crate too. So I'll put up 2 new Japanese auctions in just a second. First thing we have is the Ramones self-titled album, Blitzkrieg Bop, Hey Ho Let's Go. The Ramones is $29.99. I've got like 3 or 4 of these in stock. There's 2 copies there. The Ramones, $29.99. REM, Out of Time. REM is $36.99. Out of Time for REM. The Plasmatics, the Vice Squad. This is 3 long out of print plasmatic releases on 1 LP, red vinyl. The Vice Squad recordings from the Plasmatics, 78 to 79, $26.99. We have Pearl Jam, Rearview Mirror, Volume 2. This is Pearl Jam's greatest hits, $34.99. This has great stuff on it. Black, Breathe, Daughter, Elderly Woman Behind a Counter in a Small Town, $34.99, and others. Colin Butler wants an REM. Jim Nelson wants the Ramones. Brandon Jackson wants the Plasmatics. My idea was, here in a second, I don't know if we can, but I was going to try to roll the cart over to our new vinyl bin so we can flip through all of these, because there's probably no telling how much new vinyl we have over here that y'all have never seen that you would love to buy. It's hard getting the cart over there, but we can try in just a second after I run out of stuff to show, which I do have at least, well, I've got 2 more crates of half-off vintage, so we got plenty to go through. Plasmatics, Brandon Jackson, Andy Wade gets 1, and that was my last copy. And Yvette, that was my last copy. But I can check to see if I can get that again for you, but I don't think I can. So we still got the Ramones, REM, Pearl Jam, the best of Sinead O'Connor. The best of Sinead O'Connor so far, the best of Sinead. And that is on clear vinyl, 2 LP, $34.99. 2 copies of No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. That is $36.99. Nickelback, All the Right Reasons, $29.99. Photograph, Saving Me Far Away, If Everyone Cared, Rockstar, $29.99 for Nickelback, All the Right Reasons. Monster, REM Monster is $33.99. REM Monster, only copy we have of that. Only copy. Mr. Big, Lean Into It. I found a couple more. 30th Anniversary, remastered from the analog tapes, $39.99. And Moby, Everything Is Wrong. Moby is $29.99. That was part of the numbered series. They made 6,600 of those, $29.99. Jim Nelson wants a Nickelback. Pearl Jam is $34.99. Pearl Jam is $34.99. That is Rearview Mirror, their greatest hits, Volume 2. That is like the softer stuff, if you can say that about Pearl Jam. Their greatest hits, Volume 1 is kind of like the heavier tracks. Craig Weatherford on Moby. Craig Weatherford on Moby. That's sold to Craig. We have Joni Mitchell Blue. This is the Bernie Grundman remaster. Boy, fantastic. $31.99. Only copy. Joni Mitchell Blue, $31.99. Megadeth, only copy. Megadeth 13, $38.99 for Megadeth. Metal Church. I've got 2 of these. Self-titled, music on vinyl pressings, $48.99. $48.99 for Metal Church. I've got 2 of those. I've got multiple copies of Dave Matthews Band, Under the Table and Dreaming. Under the Table and Dreaming. That is Dave Matthews Band, 2 LP, $39.99. James Bragg on Joni Mitchell. We can take a waiting list for this and put Sherry on it. I'm sure Sherry will be okay with that. I need more of these anyway for the store. This is our last copy, and I'm pretty sure when we move these over to the bin, there was like 5 of them over there. We sell a lot of these because it is tough to find a clean, original copy of this album, even though it was a huge album, very iconic. They're just low population in good condition. James Bragg gets that one. Sherry Darnell was second. I'm sure Sherry's okay with a waiting list. Ken Crooker first to Metal Church. James Bragg on Megadeth. I've only got 1 of these. But Clay, I'll take down your name. This may be a title I still can get, but I'm not for sure. Clay Moore was second, if you're okay with that. That one goes to James Bragg. 1 Metal Church left. We still got Dave Matthews Band. Mad Season Above. Mad Season is $44.99. That's the RTI pressing of Mad Season Above, $44.99. 2 copies there. We do have more. Jesus Jones, Doubt. This came out the end of last year. Orange vinyl, my last 2 copies. Jesus Jones, Doubt. That is $38.99. Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 2, only copy. That's the new 2LP remaster, $44.99. Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 2. Slipknot, last copy of Slipknot self-titled on the lemon yellow vinyl, $29.99 for Slipknot. Only copy of REM, Life's Rich Pageant. Only copy of REM, Life's Rich Pageant. That is $36.99. Philip Regaldo on the Guns N' Roses and Martin Pryor first on Slipknot. Those are both sold. Green Day, American Idiot. Green Day is $36.99. That's a 2LP. It may have a poster with it too. Green Day is $36.99. Sherry Darnell on REM, Life's Rich Pageant. Bob McKinney, you were second on Slipknot. Genesis, We Can't Dance, $42.99. This is the 2LP half-speed master of Genesis, We Can't Dance. Half-speed master, 200 gram, $42.99. I knew I was forgetting something. The price, Genesis is $42.99. Foo Fighters self-titled. The Foo Fighters is $28.99. $28.99 for the Foo Fighters. A Flock of Seagulls. This is the orange vinyl remaster, the new remaster of Flock of Seagulls, I Ran. The album is self-titled, but has that hit song on it. And The Cult, Pure Cult, the singles, 1984 to 1995. She Sells Sanctuary, first track, $39.99 for the Pure Cult. Moby wants on the wait list for the Moby, or Hendry wants on the Moby wait list for whichever one we just had. Hendry only had one of those. I can't remember the title. Philip wants FF, which was Foo Fighters. That's sold to Philip Regaldo. 2 copies left of The Counting Crows, August and Everything After. Classic album from the 90s, or I should say one of the biggest selling albums of the 90s. Mrs. Jones, or Mr. Jones. Yeah, 1993. $49.99. That is 2LP. Blink 182, last copy of Cheshire Cat. Blink 182 is $31.99. And I've got 2 copies of Bad Brains Quickness. That's the indie exclusive silver vinyl. Bad Brains is $26.99. Bad Brains Quickness, $26.99. Bad Brains Quickness. Let me run through those one more time very quickly. We've got the Ramones, self-titled, $28.99. REM, Out of Time, $36.99. Pearl Jam, $34.99. Rearview Mirror, so far the best of Sinead O'Connor, $34.99. No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom, $36.99. Hit song on this one is Just a Girl. Just a Girl. One of the hit songs on it. $36.99. Nickelback, All the Right Reasons, $29.99. REM Monster, $33.99. Mr. Big, $36.99. Metal Church, $48.99. Dave Matthews Band, $39.99. Mad Season Above, pressed at RTI, $44.99. Jesus Jones Doubt, $38.99. Hendry Moby, we got Foo Fighters. Felix Quintanilla wants a Bad Brains. That's sold to Felix. Chad, can you get Cult Beyond Good and Evil? I don't know if that's been pressed yet. The Cult is working on reissuing their entire catalog. It looks like they're trying to reissue their entire catalog, so if it hadn't been pressed, I'm sure it's on the way. How much was that Moby we pulled? $29.99 for Moby, Craig. System of a Down, Toxicity. James Bragg, I feel like we had one of those laying around here last night. We will write that down, and I will try to find one for you. Yvette wants No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. That's owed to Yvette. Jared Benoit wants Metal Church. Jared Benoit wants that last copy of Metal Church. And then Gray Chapter. Gray Chapter. Let's see. Where's that crate of all the new Slipknot albums? I get the titles confused. Let's see here. Gray Chapter. There's White Line, Pink Floyd, We Are Not Your Kind, the Gray Chapter. I have the Gray Chapter right here for $36.99. $36.99. Slipknot, the Gray Chapter. Pink Vinyl. Pink Vinyl, $36.99. James Bragg. Greg Rogers wants the Ramones. Mitchell Richardson on Bad Brains. Mitchell Richardson on Bad Brains. We've got Green Day, American Idiot, $36.99. Genesis, We Can't Dance, $42.99. Tough to find this one. No Son of Mine, Jesus, He Knows Me. Hold On My Heart, $42.99. Jim, yes, I got your request for Nickelback. Foo Fighters, $28.99. A Flock of Seagulls, $36.99. The Cult, Pure Cult of Singles, $39.99. Counting Crows, $49.99. And last copy of Blink-182, Cheshire Cat, $31.99. So, great chapter for James Bragg. Okay, James Bragg gets a great chapter. And James, I will try to locate that toxicity. If we showed it last night, that means it's in one of our new arrival bins. So, give me a minute on that. Anybody else want anything in here? Anybody else want anything in here? Anything in here? I've got more half-off vintage crates to go through. Let me do that, and let me see what we've got here. I don't have any Japanese auctions up. Let's see. Where's that other crate of new vinyl I went through so I can do some condensing? There's our auctions. There's a half-off bin that's left over. Here we go. Here's the other new vinyl I pulled. I need a Pearl Jam 1 and 2. I can get you the 2, and then Brent, I may can get a 1 for you. So let me go ahead and pull you this 2, and I'm pretty sure I can still get 1. I just don't have them in right now, but I can get you 1. So sell this to Brent McKinney. Can you check if I got a copy of Days of the New? Are you talking about on your current invoice? I can do that. Any prior invoices, I guess I could also do that. But your current ticket, let's see if Bob McKinney has a Days of the New. Okay, there's an empty crate. There's what was left of that last half-off crate. He doesn't. All right. So, Brent, do you need a Days of the New, I'm assuming? Bob? Brent. Bob? Yeah, I'm very prone to mix those names up. Okay, so those have already been gone through. Those are leftovers. There's the half-off bin. There's another empty crate. That's what we like seeing. And yeah, I put a lot of new stuff in that last night. Is that where those Taylor Swifts were? Mm-hmm. Let me just go through that crate right quick, because that's got new stuff in it too. Bob McKinney needs a Days of the New. I'll pull one of those right over here. I've also got Hootie and the Blowfish, Pantera, Exodus. I got some Pearl Jam or Nirvana Unplugged on 2LP. That was some of our all-time best sellers over there. Bob's my nephew. I had a feeling y'all had to be kin. Of course, you know, that's like a very common name, especially around here. Okay, so let's go through this. I really don't know what's in here, but we're about to find out. We have Queen's Greatest Hits, a new copy, $39.99 for Queen's Greatest Hits. There's the last copy we have on hand as of right now. There's more. I've already ordered more, but that's Pink Floyd, Live at Wembley, 1974, $39.99. Band on the Run, $36.99. Cheap Trick, Authorized Greatest Hits. If you need some Cheap Trick Greatest Hits, we've got 2 of those for $36.99. Kiss Unmasked, the 2014 remaster with poster, $33.99. There's another copy of it. U2 Boy, we had a surprise restock of that from last night. That's our last copy. I went to order more. They're all gone. $33.99. Paul McCartney Ram, $36.99 for Paul McCartney Ram. Trevin wants the new Pink Floyd Live at Wembley. I do have more on the way, so if we need a waiting list for that, that's perfectly A-OK. Rush Fly By Night from that new restock we just got in. We have more, and I have more in the Rush bin. Rush is $39.99. Taylor Swift Red, $31.99. Queen, A Kind of Magic, $33.99. Classic Rock Collected, 2LP, limited and numbered from Music on Vinyl. Awesome compilation, $44.99. Vinyl Check, new signals and recordings to test and adjust your audio equipment, $38.99. Motown Chartbusters, $27.99. Motown Chartbusters, $27.99. Do you have Kiss Unmasked and Unplugged from the other night. Are you asking if we have one under your name? We can check that. I know I probably have you for an unmasked. Unplugged, we ran short, and we're waiting for more to come in, hopefully next week. But I'll see if I got you for an unmasked for sure. Let's make sure Ted Mindpiece has one of those. In the meantime, I've got more Japanese pressings to put up, which is another Duran Duran and a Madonna Like a Virgin. Let's do this right quick. Madonna Like a Virgin, Japanese press. This is near mint and pristine. Madonna Like a Virgin, near mint and pristine. There's the vinyl, super nice. There's the Japanese insert. There's the other Japanese insert. Really nice cover with Obi. Madonna is a $35 start. $35 start on that. And a Duran Duran, another one we don't get too often. This is called Tiger Tiger. It's got other songs on it. This has got The Reflex and Union of the Snake. And New Moon on Monday, Is There Something I Should Know? And Tiger Tiger. This is going to be a $35 start as well. Duran Duran, Tiger Tiger, $35 start. There's that. And then there's the Japanese cover with Obi. Near mint all the way around. No wear, no spots, no stains. $35 start. What does Ted need? Does he have a... Okay. Greg Preston on YouTube Boy. Greg, you get YouTube Boy. Ted, we're going to make sure you got both of those. And Mitchell Richardson needs on the Pink Floyd waiting list. He needs an unmasked as well. All right, so Ted Mindpiece, I've got you a Kiss unmasked now. Greg got YouTube Boy and Mitchell on the Pink Floyd waiting list. David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, $31.99 remaster. David Bowie, Divine Symmetry. That's a remix of Hunky Dory, $31.99. U2, Octung Baby, $49.99. We Are Motorhead, that's on green vinyl, $36.99. Rage Against the Machine, Renegades of Funk, $41.99. The Monkees, More of the Monkees, that's a Run Out Groove numbered on the back. That is an analog cut, at least it's 2 LPs. So it also has outtakes and alternates, but it's the original album cut from the original analog tapes, $42.99. Celebrity Skin by Hole, Courtney Love, $38.99. Music on Vinyl Press, Slayer, South of Heaven, $36.99. Top 2000, the 80s. This is NPO Radio 2, Top 2000, the 80s. Soft Cell, Black, The Jam, Human League, Tears for Fears. That is music on vinyl, $44.99. Simple Minds, Roxy Music, Men at Work, Joe Jackson. That's sold to Mike Massey. I've only got one of those, but I can get more. The Best of the Pixies, Wave of Mutilation, $39.99. And then we've got all four copies of Taylor Swift Midnights. They're $34.99 each. They're all on colored vinyl. And of course, this is the cool new release. She got very creative. You can put them together and they make a clock. Look at that. See? There's part of it. But that's all four of them. Those are $34.99 each. We got Slayer, and then we got Taylor Swift. And Ted Mindpiece wants a Slayer, South of Heaven. Madonna and Duran Duran are $35 starts. Mike Massey needs to put back the top 80s. That's okay. Thank you for letting us know now. A lot easier for us to do it now than later. Appreciate it. Any news on the new Extreme release? Nope, I think that's a good bit out. If they just announced it for a pre-order, it's probably not going to be out till, I'm going to say May, but I don't have a date on it yet. Okay, I'm going to run through these one more time. Queen's Greatest Hits, $39.99. Band on the Run, $36.99. Cheap Trick, $36.99. Kiss Unmasked, $33.99. Paul McCartney Ram, $36.99. Rush, Fly By Night, $39.99. Taylor Swift Red, $31.99. Queen, A Kind of Magic, $33.99. Classic Rock Collected, $44.99. The vinyl check is $38.99. Motown Chartbusters, it's fantastic, Rosie, $27.99. Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, Dancing in the Street, Stop in the Name of Love, Uptight, Everything's All Right, I Can't Help Myself, Do I Love You, Frank Wilson, This Whole Heart of Mine, I Want You Back, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Heaven Must Have Sent You, My Guy, My Girl, Tracks of My Tears, What Becomes of the Brokenhearted, I'm Still Waiting, and Got to Be There, Michael Jackson. That is $27.99. If Rosie doesn't want that, then it's sold to Cameron Nance. Amy Hutchings wants the best of the 80s or the 80s top 2000. That's sold to Amy. Rosie, just let me know on Motown. If not, Cameron wants it. We have David Bowie. David Bowie. U2 Octung Baby. Motorhead. Rage Against the Machine. The Monkees. Whole Celebrity Skin. The Pixies, and the 4 Taylor Swift releases of Midnights, all on colored vinyl. Those are $34.99. Rosie passes, so that means Cameron Nance gets the Motown. Anybody else want anything in that crate? Anybody want anything in that crate? Let me know. Paul Brothers on Midnights. Paul, do you need 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of them? Just let me know. 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of them. Susie says, I'll take the M.O.T. Rush Fly By Night. Sold to Bob McKinney. Sold. And Susie, let me know what M.O.T. was. Kiss Unplugged list for 2 albums. I sure will. Paul needs number 2 and number 4. Are they numbered? Let's see. So talking about like quadrants, right? So yeah, you need number like 3, 4, 5, and 6 on the clock. That would be 2, and that means you also need like number. Well, this is like a puzzle. This one here, right? So you need the top half of the clock. Is that right? That's pretty cool. I wonder how many people have framed those like that. Midnights. Or you can let me know the colors, because they're all in different colors too. That's the one we had here in the store. There's that one still in stock. These are the 2 that I don't think we can get right now. She makes a lot of money. She makes a lot of money. Susie, Motown's already claimed, but I can check to see if I can get you one. Ron, I will make sure you're on the Kiss Unplugged wait list. Yvette wants the whole Celebrity Skin. That's sold to Yvette. And Paul needs 12, 10 through 12, and 4 through 6. Okay? 10 through 12 and 4 through 6. There is 10 through 12, and there is 4 through 6. Okay. Is Taylor Swift Red the 4LP? No, Taylor Swift Red is the original Taylor Swift Red, not Taylor's version. You know, she had to re-record her music. This is Taylor Swift Red, the original version. That is 2LP. Is it 2LP? Or is it single LP? I think it's a single LP, but it's black vinyl, $31.99. That's some smart marketing. That's true. Not only colored vinyl, but it makes a clock. I mean, like if you want to frame it and hang it in your room, you got to buy all 4 of them. Yep. Which they did the same thing in the, there was creative marketing in the 60s and 70s and 80s. They've been doing that. Like with Police Synchronicity having, I'm pretty sure there's another cover from way back that is like multiple pieces you put together. So the other 2 copies of Midnights I have are $34.99, and Red is $31.99. Red is $31.99. Girl makes a lot of money. She does. She can buy whatever she wants and go wherever she wants. Okay. Yeah, the Kiss solo albums. Yeah, the posters. I knew that was what I'm thinking of. The Kiss posters. You had to put those together. She's just copying Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons thought of that first. He sits down and tries to think of any way he can sell more records. All righty. So tonight, we're not going to go as late as we normally do for a Saturday for two reasons. One, I thought I was going to have to leave for a trip, and I really don't know what I'm doing yet. I may have to try to contact some of these people kind of late. I was texting this guy over here. I bet he's already like, what's going on? But yeah, that's, but also we have me and Tanner are probably going to even have to key in some stuff again tonight until we get a better flow going here. We have sold so much once again this week. We're going to have to key. So we were talking before, we're either going to stop at 11 or 11:30. I'm going to try to go through as much half off as I can between now and then. So I've got more half off. This is a great batch of different kind of stuff in here as usual. But we're either going to stop here very soon, like after this crate, or maybe closer to 11:30, because we've got to get caught up what we've already sold. And if I continue, we could probably sell another 5 crates worth tonight, which is hours of more work for us to key in. And we just don't really have the staff here the next 48 hours to get it done. So we've come to the point where we're at that time of the week where we've sold too much, which we're going to get where hopefully by next week that won't be a problem. These are buy it nows for $35. Madonna. This is a buy it now for $35. Madonna, like a virgin. This is a buy it now for $35 if anybody wants that. Madonna, like a virgin, $35. And if anybody wants Duran, it's a $35. Somebody definitely needs to grab that. Yes, we have 311 in stock. Courtney, it is 311 self-titled. It's a 2LP pressed at RTI. And it is a $35 buy it now. Let's see here. Hysteria singles, that's correct. Let's see here. How long does it take to get records? Well, after they ship, it could take, after they're out and the mail is handling it for us, USPS, 3 days to 10 days. Media mail, you never know. It could get stuck in Memphis. After you pay, we ship between 3 days and 10 days. And then it takes 3 days to 10 days for it to get delivered. So, oh yeah, and you may be getting some invoices via email tomorrow instead of Facebook Messenger. So be checking your email for invoices instead of Facebook Messenger. That way, we're trying to get that more automated where as soon as the invoice is made, it just goes automatically to your email and not necessarily to Facebook Messenger. So, okay. Madonna is sold to John Ambrosic. That's sold to Madonna for $35. Courtney wants a 311. Courtney wants a 311. And let me find where that was. I think it was in this crate right here, Tanner. Now we can start this other crate of half off. 311 sold to Courtney. No one got Duran. Wow, it's like a shocker. Okay, half off crate. We have Stan Getz, Marrakesh Express, produced by George Martin. That is $7.50. I'll be telling you the half off price. Stan Getz is $7.50. Dan Fogelberg Phoenix. Dan Fogelberg is $5. 311 is $41.99. That was our last copy. Lee Ritenour Festival. Lee Ritenour is $5. Lee Ritenour Festival. Kenny Rogers Greatest Hits. $5 for Kenny Rogers Greatest Hits. Emotions, Brenda Lee. Emotions is $5. Vicky Wiley, first on Dan Fogelberg. That's sold to Vicky Wiley. Charlie Rich, The Fool Strikes Again. $5 on Charlie Rich. Volume 2, Charlie Rich, Mr. Charlie. $5 on Charlie Rich. Doug Kershaw, Alive and Pickin'. $10 on Doug Kershaw. The Righteous Brothers, Standards, Righteous Brothers, $5. The Fireballs, Come On React. $7.50. Tony Caldwell first on Charlie Rich. Let me know which two you want. We have Mr. Charlie and The Fool Strikes Again. You can have both if you want them. Bob James 3, guest Grover Washington Jr., $7.50. Joe Kubu first on The Righteous Brothers. Joe Kubu first on The Righteous Brothers. Next is Chris Ferrara on Lee Ritenour. That was, I think, was that in here? Yeah, Lee Ritenour. That's sold to Chris Farrar. Tony Caldwell wants The Fool Strikes Again or Fox. Well, he's known as the Silver Fox. This one has a fox on the cover. I bet he wants the full strikes again. Sell that to Tony Caldwell. Mr. Charlie, we have Vikings is $10. The Temptations Power is $7.50. The Temptations Power, $7.50. The Very Best of Joe Stampley, that's a sealed copy for $10. Jim Neighbors, Merry Christmas, $4 for Jim Neighbors. Jefferson Starship, Modern Times, $10. And we have the original Carter Family, $5 for the Carter Family. Black Oak, that is I'd Rather Be Sailing. Black Oak is $10. And Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg, twin sons of different mothers, $5 on that. Any Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy, and the Infinite Sadness. Boy, just boom, it instantly appears. $199.99. It's the new box set. This is the newest restock we got in. J Mac, these are $199.99, new and sealed. We offer $7 unlimited shipping here. You can buy that and anything else you want, $7. We invoice on Mondays. That's $199.99. John Porter is first on the Temptations. If you want it, you just got to let me know. John Porter's first on the Temptations. Justin Nethers first on Jim Neighbors. Ken Crooker was second. Joe Kuby was third. And Vicky Wiley was first to Black Oak. We have Jimmy Davis and Junction. Kick the Wall, 12-inch single, $7.50. Bonnie Bramlett, Memories. Bonnie Bramlett is $10 after the half off. First Danger Zone. First Danger Zone is $10. Andrew Lloyd Webber, Requiem, is $10. Seasons of Light, Laura Nero in Concert, $10. Lee Michaels is a VG Plus, $10. Sons Best of Charlie Rich, $7.50. Les Paul and Mary Ford, Warm and Wonderful. Les Paul is a VG copy, $5. Original Columbia 6i. Tony Caldwell wants the Jimmy Davis. Tony Caldwell on the Jimmy Davis. Where are you, Jimmy Davis? That was what am I looking for? That's a 12-inch single to Tony Caldwell. And John Porter on the Best of Charlie Rich. That's so to John Porter. Netherlands, Dan Fogelberg is $5. The Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer, $7.50. The Motels, Shock, that's a sealed copy, unopened, $15. The Hello People. The Hello People is, I don't know if I get that one too often, $12.50. Les Paul, yes, this is a VG copy for $5. It's a Columbia 6i. VG condition, $5. James, we've got you tagged for the opened Melancholy. We found that, the open copy, $164.99. That's on your ticket for this week. The Hello People, the OJs is $10. Ian Hunter, All-American Alien Boy, $10. Instant Funk. Instant Funk is $7.50. Roger Daughtry, Under a Raging Moon, $10. Different Roads. Different Roads is $10. And 10 Years After, $12.50. Shh, $12.50. Really nice copy. Amazing Adventures of the Liverpool Scene, $10 for Liverpool Scene. And Albion Duwa, Cat Mother, $12.50. Hellfield is $10. Hellcats, Cherry Mansions, $10. Dale Hawkins, Chess, Rock and Rhythm Series, $12.50. The Havenstock River Band, $12.50. Uncle Festive, Say Uncle, $5. Maynard Ferguson, Body and Soul, $5. The Art Farmer Quintet, Blame It on My Youth, Art Farmer, $12.50. Bob James H is $5. Brewer and Shipley, Tarkio, that has One Toke Over the Line, $10. That looks like a nice copy. Roger Glover Mask, $10. Ramsey Lewis, Them Changes, Ramsey Lewis is $5. Pete Singer, Rainbow Race, $5. Al Jarreau, $5. And the original motion picture soundtrack to Dillinger, $10. Grover Washington Jr. Soul Box, $10 for Grover Washington Jr. Soul Box. We have Jane Oliver's Stay the Night. Jane Oliver Stay the Night, $5. Tony Caldwell first on Ramsey Lewis. That's so to Tony Caldwell. The only recorded performance of Paul Desmond with the Modern Jazz Quartet, $7.50. $7.50. The Now Sounds is $10. And Canned Heat, Canned heat is $10. Roger Daughtry, one of the boys, is $10. Eddie Harris, this is why you're overweight, with the chocolate covered cherry on the cover, $15. That looks good right now. $15, Eddie Harris. Tucky Buzzard is $10. John Porter wants the canned heat. That's sold to John Porter. Selections from Hollywood Nights and other rock and roll hits, $10 for that. The best of the Beau Brummels featuring Laugh Laugh, VG Plus copy, $12.50. Best of the Beau Brummels. Switched on Rock, the Moog Machine, $10 for Switched on Rock. Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, Test Patterns, Boyce and Hart, VG Plus, $7.50. VG Plus vinyl covers in shrink wrap. The Ohio Express is a Canadian pressing, EX condition, $8. Doc Smith wants the Eddie Harris. That's sold to Doc Smith. We have the Intruders Greatest Hits, VG Plus $7.50. Randy Brecker Score. Randy Brecker is $7.50. Nat King Cole, The Touch of Your Lips. Nat King Cole, $5. California Dreams, Bud Shank, $10. And the Modern Jazz Quartet Volume 2, European Concert, $12.50. Doc Smith also wants the Intruders. Let's see here. Adjust my neck a little bit. No takers on the, whoever asked about Melancholy, no takers on that. We still got we got 5 of those in stock for $199.99. We've got 5 of those in stock. Price and condition on 10 years after. That was, the vinyl was EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Let me find that again. The vinyl was EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Gatefold. Yeah, very clean copy. About a VG Plus cover. That was $12.50. Extreme Porno Graffiti. We have a waiting list for that. They'll be back in next week. They're $38.99. Extreme Porno Graffiti, $38.99. Selections Tracks. Selections Tracks. Selections Tracks. Michael Ness said he'll take that for $12.50. Selections Tracks. Selections from Hollywood Nights. Cool Jerk, Wipeout, One Fine Day, Teen Angel, Blue Moon, He's So Fine, Heat Wave, Pipeline, by the Chantays, Pretty Little Angel, Great Pretender, Quicksand, Da Do Ru Ron Ron. I never can say that right. You almost got to sing it. $10. Anybody else on anything in this crate? Derek wants 10 years after. That's already sold, but he said he will take the Tucky Buzzard, which was a little bit further back. I guess I can read through these one more time, just very quickly. Stan Getz, Kenny Rogers, Brenda Lee Emotions, Fireballs, Doug Kershaw, Bob James, Charlie Rich, The Vikings, Joe Stampley, Jefferson Starship, Carter Family, Fogelberg, Bonnie Bramlett, First Danger Zone, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Laura Nero, Lee Michaels, Dan Fogelberg, Doobie Brothers, The Motels, Les Paul, Hello People, OJ's, Ian Hunter, Instant Funk, Different Roads, Roger Daughtry, Liverpool Scene, Cat Mother, Hellfield, Hellcats. We've got Dale Hawkins, Haven Stock, Uncle Festive, Maynard Ferguson, Art Farmer Quintet, Bob James, Brewer and Shipley, Roger Glover, Pete Seeger, Dillinger, Al Jarreau, Grover Washington, Jane Oliver, Paul Desmond, The Now Sounds, Roger Daughtry, Tucky Buzzard. Sell that to Derek Clark. Charlie DeFrank's at $8 on the Bonnie Bramlett. Sell that to Charlie DeFrank for $8. Beau Brummels, Switched on Rock, Tommy Boyce, Ohio Express, Cold Blood, Randy Brecker, Nat King Cole, Bud Shank, Modern Jazz Quartet, and selections from Hollywood Nice. Price on Roger Glover. Roger Glover. Let's see where Roger ended up. The half off price on that is $10. Mask. Roger Glover mask, $10. All righty. What do we have left? Clay Moore wants the sealed copy of The Motels. And Scott Smith said sold on the Motels. Let me find that. Motels. Where are you? Or where are you, Roger Glover? Motels went to Clay Moore, and Scott Smith said sold on Roger Glover. Did I put it back in? Yep. Sell that to Scott Smith. Breaker and Les Paul for 8. Bob James 3.5. Kenny. Let's see here. What are the songs on DF? Was that the Dan Fogelberg? Give me a second on that. I know what Les Paul is. Let me figure out what. Bob James, or let me figure out what Breaker was. Let me find that. Bud Shank. Randy Brecker. Maybe that's what he meant. Breaker. Let me set that aside just in case. I don't think so, though. Let's sell. I can go ahead and find that. Sell Greg Baldwin, the Bob James 3 for $5. Arthur Maldondo on the Kenny, which was the Kenny Rogers. Go ahead and pull Doc Smith, Modern Jazz Quartet, and then I've got to pull a few for Doc Smith. And then this. Go ahead and tag that for Floyd for $4. And that means he's also going to get the Les Paul for $4. Let me do that. That's sold to Floyd as well. So those are essentially 4 and 4. And we got Doc Smith on Getz, OJ's, Instant Funk, and Art Farmer for $25. Let me find all those. There's the Stan Getz. And the other ones were right in here. There's the Art Farmer. We're looking for 2 more. OJ's and Instant Funk, which were pretty close to each other right in here. There's Instant Funk and there's the OJ's. All those are sold to Doc Smith for $25. Those are sold to Doc Smith. Next is Selections for $5 and Hello People and the Best of Bro Brummels for $16. Selections, $5. That's sold to Michael Church for $5. And Wayne wants the Hello People and the Best of the Bro Brummels from $16. There's the Best of the Bro Brummels, and the Hello People was right in here. Wayne's got quite a stack this week. He's going to have to bring a box when he comes in and picks up. That's sold to Wayne and Wayne. Both of those 8 and 8, essentially $16 is the way it worked. Anybody else? It's that sad time of the week. You know what time that is, Tanner? It's the end of CollectCo for another week. It's the end of CollectCo. We made it to almost 1 a.m. one night this week. We're going to stop tonight for 2 reasons. We've got a lot more stuff to sort. I've got to go through some flip videos and make sure I've got stuff pulled. I'm going to have to reply to some people. When I do those flip videos, some people will comment like Funkadelic. And then I'll reply to them and I'll say the price, and then I don't hear from them. But I don't know if their initial comment means if you just, as y'all, as customers, I guess, if y'all just put Funkadelic, it usually means you want me to pull it. Some people don't even want to know the price. They just know they want it. They may already have seen the price prior show. But then I'll reply to a lot of people and I'm like, did you want this? And then they don't reply to me. About 3 days later, I'll reply to them again and I don't hear back. So I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess they don't want it. So, and then they'll get an invoice and they'll be like, where's that Funkadelic album I claimed? And I'm like, oh, well, we've already sold it. So if I ever do a flip video and it's just like random stuff, make sure say Funkadelic sold or Taylor Swift sold. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. So yeah, they just put, or they'll put Funkadelic and I'll put a price and they'll say, no, I wanted to know the tracks. And I'm like, what? Very confusing. Okay, Michael Nath. So just so y'all know, Michael Nath was Ian Hunter, $5. Let me find that. How about I sell it to you for $5? Let me find, somebody offered, I saw that. Sell Michael Nath, Ian Hunter for $5. Vicky Wiley wants the Dan Fogelberg. Comments are rolling in. They're like, oh no, the end of the show. Vicky Wiley wants Dan Fogelberg. Richard Group gets Roger Daltrey for $5. We're going to sell Aaron Gardner, the Grover, for $6. We've already sold the OJs. And could I get a pure Colt? You can. John Miller wants a pure Colt out of that last kind of flip crate we did. Pure Colt the singles. That's so to John Miller. But yeah, we've and plus, well, we was going to end because I was going to have to go catch a plane in the morning, but I don't think that's on right now unless something changes, unless I make a midnight decision otherwise. So, is Hollywood Night still available? Is that the Bob Seger album? Jefferson Starship, $5. Sell that to Stephen Chesney. But yeah, if it'd be worth somebody's time to go watch the replay, especially see some of the new. We went through new vinyl that hadn't been shown, and I plan on continuing that the next shows because we got all kinds of stuff y'all hadn't seen before. Or I'll get the card over there one night where we can roll it back and forth and show some of that. So tomorrow and Monday, I'm most likely going places, in-state, out-of-state, to buy collections. Some of them have very good classic rock. Some of them have a bunch of records. I really don't know what I'm looking at. Some people have some killer, like 60s, 70s, 80s rock collections, which is what we're always looking for. That is tomorrow. Is Hollywood Nights still available from the movies? Hollywood Nights. I don't know what that is from the movies. I don't know what that is. If that's an artist or an album name, I'm not for sure. Jackie Wilson Jones Reynolds wants a Rush Fly By Night. We have those right here, Fly By Night. We have sold an exorbitant amount of Rush Fly By Night this week. Now, I've got a bunch of other albums. I've got I wish I could sell Hemispheres and some of these other ones I've got like 100 copies of, but Hollywood is in this crate. Okay, so that's an album. That is an album, and it is, let me see here, front of the crate or the back? Let's see here. Huh, I don't remember reading that. I think we already sold that, didn't we? Isn't that what? Hollywood Nights. Oh, Knights. Yes, that's sold. You're spelling threw me a curveball, but yes, it's sold. Hollywood Nights. Yes, Hollywood Nights. Sold. Sorry. I saw an Nights, and I was like, oh, Bob Seger, Hollywood Nights, you know. Okay. Yes, it's gone. Okay, so here's the schedule. We're going to be sending some automated invoices through email. That way we don't have to send them manually as much anymore, which means you're going to go to your email to see some of those. If we have your email on file, which we should, some of you still may get them manually, but I'll make a post, I think, when all invoices are sent. So you'll know if you hadn't got one, you probably need to check your spam folder, okay? So sometimes spam, we'll have a lot of people saying they're not getting their invoice, and we'll have to tell you to go to your spam. Tomorrow I'm buying records. We never have sales on Sundays, but I always post stuff, pre-orders, flip crates for next week. Monday night we should have a sale unless I'm traveling buying records. And so Monday night we'll start back doing this again. New vintage arrivals Sunday night or Monday night, 7 o'clock, hopefully for stuff that I buy tomorrow. If not, I'll be traveling buying records, and then we'll have sales Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday again. That's the schedule. And, of course, lots of new vinyl, new releases. Did I pull? No, I got Roger Daltrey pulled for you. Rich Group, I've got Roger Daltrey pulled for you. There's another one in here, though. There's one of the boys. There's two of them. I've got the one you wanted, Under a Raging Moon. I still have one of the boys if you want that one as well. So just let me know. So there was two. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go find some food and start going through these flip videos and probably tagging more records. So Dillinger was $10 after the half off, Jeff. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back tomorrow or Monday. If not, it'll be Tuesday, but hopefully Monday with all new arrivals, and I can start doing some more hype pictures and posts, and that's what I'll be doing. Okay, he wanted one of the boys. That's the one he wanted. I pulled the wrong Roger Daltrey. There was two in there. Jeff McMaster wants the Dillinger. Okay, we'll pull that. That'll be the last sale we pull. Thanks and